Thank you, Sheever. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, in a best of 5 between Team Liquid and Tundra. Tundra coming through the lower bracket. They actually got 2-0'd by Liquid earlier in the tournament. As we're going to see Soxa potentially get opened up on. Maybe not. He is playing Clockwork, by the way. But Cinderin, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Shannon. I had a good night's rest.
Yeah,
and I am now
really cut it close getting here.
No, that's untrue. But it could have been.
He showered like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, I want to be fresh for the broadcast.
You are as fresh as can be.
Yep, that's right. Uh-oh, 33.
Yeah, we're going to see the Stormhammer from Mickey. Nice dead shot as well. 33 is dead. First blood to Insania. Mickey, he's certainly going to fall. Can they get Dyrachyo as well? He's going to be resigned to his own death eventually, but gets a lot of XP in the meantime. So a 1 for 2 as Liquid coming out on top of that.
Fighting into March of the Machines on the runes is a bold choice. And I wanted to say, so obviously they talked about this as well on the panel. This has to be the worst possible matchup that Tundra can get in the finals. They have barely... I can't remember the last time they won a series against Liquid. It's been so long.
Yeah, just set it up. Make it nice and dramatic, Cinderin.
Well, here's the thing. If it's a bad matchup, and you have, you know, historically just, this is a tough opponent, it's going to feel that much sweeter if you do get the win. And if you don't, you can chalk it up to, well, it was Liquid this time.
That's right.
You know?
That's true. Boxy
Tundra has everything to win here.
In the top lane, will...
Yep, there you go.
Was that a deny?
Nope.
It was not a deny. Couldn't see with the text there.
Dazzle PA, what year is it? This lane together. This feels like something straight out of 2009.
Well, we saw Whitemon play Dazzle support, I believe it was yesterday.
Yep.
Did not win.
Didn't it?
Maybe it did, and I just have horrible memory. Did it actually?
Wasn't that the last game of the day?
Oh, God.
Am I missing?
The last day was the hour-and-a-half game that was 20 minutes, you mean?
Yeah, wasn't he Dazzle 5 in that?
Okay, well, I'm just not going to speak anymore because dementia kicking in is like, oh boy, here we go.
Oh, no.
PTSD from last night, of course. I do want to talk about this hero on the screen, Nisha Tinker. I haven't seen the core version in I don't know how long. So obviously the big difference is the March of the Machines do not heal. But of course, instead, when you put the defense matrix on yourself and then the barrier gets absorbed, you blink forward a little bit.
350. Range.
So, tell me about this hero. I'm guessing you haven't seen it in the core position either.
It's actually been pretty popular in pubs in High Immortal, so I'm relatively familiar with it as a core, but yeah, in this tournament, I think Nothing to Say played it once. I was talking to Fogged about it before this game, and he said Nothing to Say went for repair bots as the mid-tinker in that game.
Huh.
Translocator is not a given that you have to take, but I really like his choice of doing it this game in particular because it's a get-out-of-jail-free card against Clockwork. If you have Defense Matrix on and you get hookshot in the cogs, this push-out can get you out of those cogs.
Yeah, that's true.
And get you a much better position in the fight. Obviously, you can get vacuumed back in, but there's a lot of like conditionals that need to be met for that to actually even happen. So.
That's a good segue. Let's talk about Clockwork. This hero hasn't seen too much action. This is your favorite hero of all time as well.
Yeah, probably is if I had to pick one. Yeah, I'm not too convinced by this patch, to be honest. Obviously, one of the heroes that got nerfed from the damage reduction on spells. Battery Assault no longer does bonus damage to creeps, which was one of Clockwork's ways of trying to keep up and farm. Now, I like that overall design direction of removing those things, but the heroes that lost it weren't really compensated much in any other avenues, while other heroes didn't get similar nerfs.
One step at a time, Cinderin.
Yep.
All right, that's how iterative design works.
That's right.
Soxa with the cogs. Mickey is going to be able to break himself out of there.
Jakiro is amazing against the cogs. This matchup has really changed. Yeah. This used to be such a bad matchup for Jakiro because Clockwork would hookshot cog you in and you would struggle to break the cogs. Now you just attack it once and you run out.
Yeah, you struggle to move at all as Whitemon. He's going to get hounded by Boxy and Saber. That won't lead to a kill, but a lot of harassment damage. I mean, Jakiro's always been one of those heroes, like you said, against the Clockwork with the mini stuns. Every move was always just a pain for Jakiro. It's like he's an old man with just horrible joints, which I can relate to. Can barely turn. Things have changed with Jakiro. They've gotten a lot better in that department. Turn rates
have some surgery.
Yeah, the double head, now the double attack. Everything's changing for him.
And I think also, since the version of Jakiro we're remembering against Clockwork, I think the cast point of Dual Breath was improved at some point. I don't remember which patch this was.
Probably every spell in that regard.
I think you used to not even be able to cast Dual Breath under Battery Assault.
Probably.
But now you can. So yeah, this matchup is not the one you remember from years past. I was actually hoping Saksa would pick up a Spirit Breaker in this game, rather than the Clock. When they had the Darkseer and they saw the Tinker pick, even if they're trying to counter a potential 5 Tinker, maybe the Spirit Breaker could have been an interesting angle at least, but it seems like nobody wants to run that hero this tournament. So
apparently not, yeah.
T-Governor is very sad. Not only is his hero not getting picked, but he lifted his finger before they threw to us for the game and did not get his point in. So he's definitely in the green room yelling at Shiver for not letting him finish his sentence. We all have a lot of interpersonal drama among the talent group.
Yep, of course we all hate each other.
T-Gov is the most loud and rowdy person among all of them. Very insufferable individual.
And Jenkins is strangely silent in the green room, which is really weird based on his persona. It's Boxy inside of his own calling. He's going to get Phantom struck. There's the dead shot onto Duraccio. Playing this very aggressively. Another stifling dagger from afar. And no deny again from Saberlight. Duraccio and company, or Whitemon specifically, will get the last hit.
So all in all, this laning stage is going quite even. I would say the biggest surprise to me is how much BZM is winning mid by. That was not my expectation that he would be ahead by 500 against the Tinker. There's some, obviously, First Blood gold. I don't remember if it actually... Was it BZM getting the very first kill?
No, I think Liquid did, didn't they?
First Blood was Insania on 33, and then BZM killed Mickey. Yeah, okay. So there's some kill gold, but...
Well, you mentioned 33. I mean, we haven't really talked about that aspect of this, right? This is his former team, of course, and... he's had a lot of success in his career, but like you said, they've been struggling against Liquid lately. But when you have a player like this, it feels like they always have some sort of a leg up on their team in some respect when coming back to play against them with the strategies and whatnot.
That has not been the case for Tundra versus Liquid.
But he's been waiting for this moment.
That's right. He played the long con.
That's right. As we're going to see a rolling thunder from BZM, Boxy. Poison touched by Whitemon. Saksa is going to make his way over as well. This will be a kill as BZM picks it up. Now, how does the interaction with Cogs and the Rolling Thunder work? You can bounce the enemies out of your own Cogs, right? I assume. If they're close enough?
I think so, yeah. But
so it can be counterintuitive.
Most of the time, if they're properly placed in there and you navigate it well, you can also kind of keep them inside. It's one of those weird ones where it's angle dependent, and also whether the cog, obviously if the cog has been procced, that probably changes as well, whether you can get out or not.
Yeah.
So,
because of the Jakiro, is this a game where we're going to see the talent for the cogs to make them a little tankier? It's an extra 2 power cogs hit to kill. That's 1 attack.
It's a level 15 talent, but yeah, maybe. I find the battery assault talent actually to be kind of underwhelming in a lot of games because you're not really... when you're level 15 on Clockwork, you're not really killing heroes anymore as much as you're controlling them. So, Mickey, speaking of...
Yep, gets himself out of the cogs. You can see the TP from Insania. Gets the dual breath onto Saksa, who's basically all alone now. Will burn away. Boxy will get the last hit.
Yeah, they tried to dive Mickey there with the Clock Darkseer, but this is no longer 2022, so that's not a kill. Mickey will instead survive on 500 health. The game has changed, Shannon.
Yes.
Modern Dota is a different beast, and Clockwork has not upgraded his tech enough. 33 diving.
True. We have the wall come out. And Mickey able to run away, and 33's in a lot of trouble.
Damn, that calling is so much damage.
Here, but a nice grave from Whitemon.
No
Blood grenade tried to turn this around onto Boxy. Dead shot. Did it hit?
God.
Oh, did he tank it?
That was flat out get down, Mr. President, Darkseer.
That was nice.
Darkseer, of course, not fit for president. He's very smart. That is... so he could never.
True that. Mickey. They're still trying to find him. He's at half HP. We'll pop the ult. Saksa with the cogs. Another TP coming in. Nisha. Of course, he can get around pretty easily. Has the shield rune bottled up right now. And he'll back away. And that's the beauty of, well, I don't know if beauty is the right word, but of Tinker.
Look at this.
Yeah,
I love that.
Beautiful.
Clutch.
And you notice 33 was just running in a straight line as well. He just had all the confidence in the world in Saksa.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at this level, you just know. Yeah.
Poison touch on Insania, but he's fast in that river. Well, that's not... Is that part of the river now? It's just water. The waterway?
The waterway?
Yeah, what do we do? The waterfall? We need to start naming these locations because it's getting complicated, Cinderin.
Yeah, the river used to have a name. What do we call this one?
Well, this is just river, yeah. I think that's
the
change.
The what?
BZM working on Diffusal as you come up with a good joke.
I don't have a good name for this, but you're right. It kind of does need to have a name, right? We don't know how to call this area in general. These little... I think waterways is kind of good, actually. It rolls right off the tongue, Shannon. Good one.
Yeah, thank you. And Nisha protecting this tier 1 tower with the spam of the Martian machines. You can see that Tundra are here in numbers, though.
Ooh, Meke.
They really want to find a pick-off.
Well, he did finish the camp, and he is now heading up north, but... Soxa should be able to piece this together based on his ward, and they will indeed.
Oh, Duracho is going to take a full Ravage into the ice path. Is he actually going to live? No, the laser from afar. Nisha finds the last hit. Mickey, in the meantime, gank number 3 on him. He's getting to the other side of the poison touch. A nice dead shot to bring him back, but Nisha will find Soxa. Finally, they get what they came for. Feels like many minutes ago, as there's the Dire Fountain. BZM will be getting the last hit onto Mickey. It took a long-ass time, Cinder, but they finally got it.
Yep.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And it's worth it, right? Oh, well, it isn't really on a macro scale because you lost the PA top as well, but I think if you're playing Clockwork in this type of game, you want to enable your Darkseer to scale. So either you want to run around with Ion Shell on and look for core kills, or you want to farm jungle and kind of be like a Dominator creep for your Darkseer, which is a sad fate, but yeah, such is life sometimes. Saberlight.
Yeah, battery assault upon him will bump into the cogs. Kind of resigned here as Nisha gets off a laser onto Durachi, who does have to be careful. Martian Machines providing a lot of cover. Stifling that. Durachi actually wants to go in deep. The Kraken Shell providing a lot of cover for himself as well as Durachi.
Sorry, that didn't mean for that to come out that way.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you ing about?
That was close.
You have a thing for watermelons?
That was your takeaway from that.
Well, Saberlight lives. And how about the matchup of late game? I know it's not, as Mickey is going to take a few stacks here. The Sven versus PA these days.
He's pulling ahead by a lot.
Yeah, right now, sure.
Yeah. In general, like if both heroes are having a great game, I mean, who really can hold a candle to PA in ultra late game carry to carry except Void? I don't actually know if there's any carry that truly can. But Sven is one of the heroes that has the better chances, because if you do get the jump, there's very few heroes that burst PA before she gets Satanic off, but Sven is one of the heroes that can do it if you get a stun chain going. Of course, you're looking at Liquid's lineup. There's going to be plenty of stuns in the late game. You're going to have a refresher on Tide if we get to that point. Ice Path is a really strong follow-up stun. The dead shot and everything. So they can definitely chain stuns. And there's no way for Tundra to kind of get a good dispel against it.
Now, Boxy ticking away. Deny, finally.
Denied.
This is the third attempt. A denied illusion rune before that as well. So double deny. Awful projection, first usage, I believe, from Whitemont.
What do you think about the sound when it comes back?
I think the sound effects are great. Yeah. Does feel a little more tinkery, I guess.
Sounds like Pong.
33 and BZM take a pretty juicy Ancient stack. I think that was maybe a 4 stack.
Yeah, 33 is rich. He's top net worth in his team. Has a fast Halberd, and now he's going in for the Shivas. So obviously the Halberd will be nice against Sven, but I have to say, Nisha has been completely unaddressed in this game as the mid-tinker.
Yeah.
It's 3-0-1, top net worth together with the Sven. This hero can get extremely scary given enough time. Duracho, yeah.
Oh boy.
He is a goner.
Super, super easy kill. Good positioning from Liquid. That's going to put him behind on the old Battle Fury. Oh, we're getting Kraken Shell stacks today, huh?
Yep.
Nice.
Got 3 of those.
All right.
And as we learned, courtesy of my wonderful Discord channel, the Kraken Shell part, the bonus parts, is not breakable. So
yeah, we were talking about this. It's kind of similar in the thought process of reactive armor, right? Just
Now, as a disclaimer, I did not check if it was true. I just took it at face value and believed it.
Yeah,
so.
your Discord sounds like they'd be pretty smart.
Oh, that's really nice of you to say.
To make up for your idiocy, of course.
That does not how that would work.
That is how it works, Cinder. And
but I knew it was going to
get a hook shot. Rolling Thunder. They got the stun lock. He's all alone. This will lead to an eventual kill. It's taken a while, though. Obviously doesn't want to pop the Ravage there, as BZM will net himself a kill. Has the defusal. We'll be going for Blink. And let's get back to this Nisha Tinker again.
Yeah.
He has Blink right now, has Kaya, going for Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, the Kaya rush is interesting to me. I don't know how common this is. I feel like the pup builds I've seen have mainly been revolving around getting the faster Ags immediately after that dagger. So.
But what are you expecting in the, let's say, mid-game? Like, is Sheepstick, would that still be a thing on this hero?
Yeah, he's going to probably get Hex eventually, right? But I guess after Ags, Aether Lens, and then maybe... It's probably either... Is BKB good here? Not really that good. So maybe... I don't know, Shiva, I guess? Getting the armor against PA Pango. Probably the best choice. But yeah, not really inherently a very obvious itemization game, I would say. This win probability is looking mighty good for Liquid. It's rare that we see it be this one-sided with no gold advantage.
Yeah.
At 15 minutes, DOTA Plus really likes Nisha.
I think a lot of people can attest to that.
Yep.
15 minutes, Tormy time.
That's right,
Soxa
Liquid are set up.
in the Lotus Flower area. Is going to find Saberlight, or is it the other way around? He's in the cogs. Nautical projection is used. Insania getting rolled on, can't get any spells off. Finally, the Ice Path comes, and Mickey's going to use that as an opportunity to right-click 33.
Nice halberd.
Insania's already died. 33 with a back wall, but the Ravage to come is going to hit 2. Down goes 33. Sox on the other side has cogs now. He will likely get chased. Will they bother? 1 for 1. Core for support, so Liquid will be happy. Do they have enough space to go for the old Tormy? Looks like that is the case.
I find it surprising how often this Observer Ward that Tundra have down here right now gets to stick around.
Oh, that was close.
That was very close. And of course, it's that close because they didn't deward here. But that Ops has been really common this tournament, but still teams are placing a center that just barely doesn't reach.
He is all alone here, by the way. He is being quite the nuisance. He's going to die. It seems like he wanted to. And Saberlight.
He has left an Obs behind that box he's about to walk into. Like, oh, nice.
That was a little weird. Well, Boxy will get the shard, so I guess slight disappointment from Liquid. Jakiro's is, I mean, his isn't amazing, but it's good.
Neither of them are that great. I think the next one coming out, Saberlight's going to buy his own before 25, so the remaining ones will be Sven or Tinker, depending on who is higher net worth out of the two when we get there, together with obviously the Jakiro.
I mean, another way to think of the Tormentor now, because there's only one, is you're taking away from the team, so
yeah.
The Clockwork or Dazzle would have received it if Tundra got it. Yeah. I mean, you tell me how good the Clockwork one is, because you're a Clockwork player.
I think it's better this patch than the last one. We've seen Night Stalker be a top-tier pick this tournament for a couple of reasons, but I would say the primary one is flying vision on this map is really, really valuable because it's a lot harder to ward than it was in 737. It's hard to get major area control, but that means an ability like Jetpack, by extension, should be better. But it's one of those shards that you don't really... Like, Clockwork just struggles to get gold, and this game is the perfect example of that. Sock's a bottom net worth. The hero doesn't farm very well. So can you really afford to buy the shard in a lot of games when you want some sort of utility item? Like Glimmer or Force Staff or Solar. It's
and we got a wraparound.
He's actually going Blade Mail here, it looks like, against the Tinker, which...
Yeah.
I'm not sure how good that is anymore.
This is a tier 1. It's going to be fortified. Soxa looking for the hook shot. We'll get it onto Mickey. He's already popped the war cry. There's the wall. Ice Path to follow, though. Now the Rolling Thunder from BZM, holding both Mickey and Saberlight in place. Brave to keep Soxa alive. That's 2 dead for Liquid already. Boxy with the TP out. Oh, he actually cancels it there. As Doraccio wants to continue to fight. He's going to get lasered to half HP. He has to be careful. This is an Aghanim Scepter Tinker. Doraccio will Phantom Strike away. As BZM and company, they still want to fight. But Nisha is such a beast.
He has Arcane Rune.
This hero is so hard to deal with going high ground against the March of the Machines.
He had so many spells to cast that with the Arcane Rune. But they didn't lose anyone, so that was a really nice defense from Tundra. Getting the perfect chain stun onto Sven is big here, and you're buying time. Dyrachyo still has some catching up to do. And that is now Sven's third death this game. So both he and Dyrachyo with an uncharacteristically high amount of deaths, sub 20 minutes.
Yep, Dyrachyo about 2k behind, I guess 1.3k behind, but has the Battle Fury. And is going for the BKB next, only just the recipe away, so yeah, he'll be in somewhat fighting shape. And this feels like Nullifier has to come at some point for him.
They found Soxa.
Getting the hook shot off, but he will die. Boxy.
Close to trading there.
Yeah, the shield crash, not enough.
Curious for Nisha's next quick buy now. There's the lens, as expected. Okay, it's going to be E-Blade. Also a good choice here, of course. It's, I mean, the logic behind Shiva, this is similar, but now you can protect allies instead as well. So he can use this to save his Sven if he gets chain stun jumped by Pango. He can use it to protect his Tide as well, even if PA has a shard. But of course, there's going to be an eventual Nullifier, which will then be a double dip against E-Blade and the defense matrix.
Yeah.
But that's quite far away, so if he's playing the timing here...
Yeah, it is. Dyrachyo, he jumps in onto Mickey, who wants to fight this out. Ice Path is there, but now the reinforcements have arrived. The wall is placed. BZM with the Rolling Thunder. Do they have the perma-stun? Mickey gets pretty damn low. The swashbuckle into the illusion is enough. Thought he was actually going to live there as Liquid came in numbers, especially with Nisha's laser that just does a ridiculous amount of damage at this point.
Saberlight needs to get some more gold. That's actually the biggest difference between the teams right now is the fact that Saberlight does not have utility items except his shard, and well, that's not how you get
around. Yep, not in this mode.
That's how you lose it.
He will fall.
He seems a bit desperate to get his dagger, but I honestly think he should just be farming it very, very safely instead. This blink is a massive difference maker. When you look at how Tundra are playing the fights, it's a lot about just getting that one jump with Clockwork into a vacuum follow-up. And Tide can completely combo break this if he has the blink. Oh, they find Boxy too.
Yeah, this is the 21-minute shrine, of course, Dyrachyo. He has the BK... okay, he couldn't actually blink strike onto Boxy. And now the Nightfall away, he's okay. He has learned from the best. And Soxa will be left behind.
I think awkward is a good way to describe what just happened there. That was...
I assume he was trying to Phantom Strike on Pierce the Veil. Is that what happened?
I mean, you can't. You still connect. You just don't hit it.
You don't hit it. So yeah, he would have blinked still.
But he wanted to get the... He wanted to get the Wisdom, obviously, but Boxy was already in ulti form, and he doesn't want to blink. It's just super awkward.
It looked like he BKB'd and was stunned that he BKB'd.
Yeah.
He just stood there.
Yep, that's the 9-seconder. You got about as little value out of that as possible. Well, you did live, but you could have also just not gone. But that's... Tinker's licking his lips whenever BKBs drops. You're seeing it here. He already used Phantom Strike
here, right? It was earlier.
And then...
And...
and it does go in. It's like, wait, he's still physically immune? That's so weird.
Yeah, that's awkward to say the least.
Yeah.
This is why, dude, Dyrachyo is one of my favorite players to cast because of situations like this.
Yeah.
It's like really questionable, weird things, and then he just goes beast mode at times. It's almost like the modern day Eternal Envy.
Yeah.
If you want to put it that way.
Just instead of 50-50, he's got some different numbers.
Yeah, he does. His number's a little better. Dyrachyo working on the SNY, so wants the status resistance.
It's definitely going to be a matter of, for him, later down the line in this game, he needs to itemize specifically against Tinker. So Satanic is going to be a nice choice. It'll remove the laser at least once. I don't know if you can go an additional defensive item, like... Is Manta an option here instead of SNY, perhaps? To deal with more of these issues that you have, especially against the Tinker? I don't know, like maybe it's a two glass half empty way of thinking, but...
Yeah,
we'll see. He's still on the SNY. Yes, the Satanic makes a ton of sense, but it is perhaps a little bit concerning, is he gonna actually have enough damage to kill these heroes? Defense Matrix, Sven Warcry, tanky heroes.
Daracho, they blink right on him. He has to pop the BKB and retreat the Nightfall maneuver for a second time this game.
That's a free tower.
Indeed.
But
I mean, we talked about the importance of this nullifier. That's just putting it even farther behind against the E-Blade, against the Defense Matrix.
It kind of feels like he needs all of these items, though, maybe except the SNY. Like, the Satanic just feels necessary. But going BKB, Battle Fury, Satanic also sounds kind of meh.
I mean, Daracho is used to going extreme late game, so
yeah, that's true.
Just scheduling ahead of time.
Saberlight got his blink, by the way. He's now buying Ghost Scepter, one of Tide's best solutions to PA with an eventual shard, which he doesn't have yet, but with this Ghost Scepter, he can reliably get off his stuff. Now, for the time being, he's playing against 0 breaks, right? I think right now it's probably not necessary, but he's just planning ahead. But the Nullifier is getting better and better. If he wants Ghost Scepter, while Nisha has this E-Blade... I have to say, though, I'm struggling to see Tundra take fights right now against this Tinker E-Blade. It's actually really, really good right now. The Nullifier is on the way for BZM. Next item for him. Didn't really talk about him as a carrier, but he's queuing it up. He's got a shard on the courier. And it's time to prepare for the Tormentor.
Tormy
Good
time.
heavens, would you look at the time.
And a smoke from Liquid.
And Jab's proud of his team. Says that they are struggling to time the Tormentor. This time they did it right. Tundra actually leaving. They had the area and then they gave it up. So I think they've just lost the Tormentor now, effectively.
Yeah, it's either that or they're used to playing with Night Stalker.
They're confused, you say. Whitemon? Oh,
quite possibly.
That was half a second off dying there.
And yeah, this...
It's surely this is just going to be free, right?
It looks like it.
But when did it die?
Master. That's a good question. I don't know either. We need UI in the game to show us.
This is so weird.
We're too stupid.
Both teams went down there one after the other, and they both left, and the Tormentor isn't even up.
Yeah, it's a strange.
It's like they... Well, at the very least for Liquid, they got a ward down, but that was funny. Okay, I don't know if Jabs is proud anymore. They clearly did not.
You're all cut.
Oh, man.
Now Whitemon going through the gate now.
Oh, no,
so
Tundra's trying to come back. They're like, ah!
I think that they have perhaps timed it a little bit.
There it is. Oh, they timed it perfectly.
Yeah, they did. Although it's to the pit, Liquid go. So will there be a trade?
God, I love this. It's so funny.
This patch is really delivering. Like, this is the actual design coming into play here. Soxa will get the shard, so we're going to see his jetpack.
Yep. Oh, he almost stole Roche.
And now Aegis for Mickey. And
considering how...
Not the best Aegis carrier, but it feels like Tinker is untouchable right now.
Both that, but also if you look at Tundra's teamfight plan so far, they've been jumping Sven more or less every time. If he has this Aegis, he's a very unappealing target.
Yeah.
He can just not pop his ult until he feels confident in the fight and just frontline for his team.
Feels like Whitemon is telling Tundra, you don't have to worry about Tinker. It's a support hero, guys. It can't be good. There's no way.
Yep.
We'll see.
Surely.
Looks good so far.
That gets a clueless from here. Tinker is a late game monster.
You talked about how BKB was kind of meh for the Tinker.
He's still getting it.
He's getting it now.
It's I guess okay, so the major upside here is that it protects your Ethereal Blade, right? It's your best coverage against Nullifier, probably. So
the Nullifier that will never come.
I mean, Pango is halfway.
Okay.
It's coming.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And that's all. You're preparing yourself as well for it. There's like Nothal projection. That's an issue. You're anticipating probably a hex from Pango, or excuse me, from Darkseer eventually. It covers your bases somewhat against Clockwork. Sure, he can hookshot stun you, but then he can't follow up with anything. It's a very standard item on Tinker. It's just not the best BKB game ever, but it's probably still good enough.
They almost got caught here from the Tundra side. They're going to get the Shrine instead. Daracho with another defensive BKB.
He's down to
Nightfall,
6 seconds, and I don't think he's hit a hero with BKB
He
yet.
has not.
That is
Definitely not.
That is 3 defensive back-to-back uses.
Back-to-back-to-back, Syndra.
Oh, BZM.
Yeah, he gets off the Rolling Thunder and has a TP.
And 33 will TP out as well.
Surely he'll use it.
Misses the entire wave.
I was like, what? Okay. 3 minutes left on the Aegis here as a hookshot's gonna disrupt Nisha a bit, but he's got the E-Blade. And yeah, he's fine.
Soxa's just trying to force a rotation here or bait TPs. He knows there's no potential for a kill there. He would lose that fight every day of the week. I think Darkseer plus Clockwork ganking Tinker will die. So they will lose the 2v1. They've got to be a bit more clever about it, but yeah. Liquid didn't take the bait, however.
Yeah, they'll find a Whitemon.
Oof. Yeah, Tinker, level 19, so that's the level 3 ult. Boxy set up a nice trap there with the aggressive ward. Looking at the map in general, really nice vision currently for Team Liquid. Whereas the Tundra side only sitting with the, I believe they only have 1 obs on the map. Just the one in the bottom half center part. So quite difficult to play nighttime against these heroes when you have no vision for Tundra.
Yeah, but Tundra's
Right,
still
Doraccio
with
switching. He's not going Satanic, he's going Nullifier too.
Oh.
So, yep. Change of plans?
Well, he's 1,000 away, and my guess is that is the point in which Tundra will actually start fighting. They've been delaying. It's a 3K lead for them because they've been avoiding these fights so successfully.
Going double Nullifier is a little bit of a hard all-in though. If PA does not successfully kill during her BKB, she's going to be food without Satanic.
Yeah.
She's just going to get countered by laser. She's going to get caught in any stun and not be able to fight her way back out after she drops low. So that this is a very... It's a riskier approach, but I actually think it is better, so I do agree with it. But you got to execute to a high degree to make this work. Doraccio.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
They were thinking about it.
You think you have a free kill on a support, and Tinker can always just TP right on top.
Gonna be...
That's a jetpack,
Yep.
but the anchor comes from Saberlight. The shard in tow.
And you need some better fuel for that jetpack to carry the anchor as well, so...
Yeah.
Would be a nice buff to Clockwork.
We have an MKB now on Mickey, so doesn't have to worry about the PA evasion as much.
Yeah, it's still, like you said, the gold looks quite healthy for both teams. The big difference here is Tide is very low on net worth, but the silver lining here is as long as Saberlight can get off a good anchor and his Ravage, I think that his job is done, and we'll see it right now on BZM.
Ravage into the laser, BZM. He gets the shard off, but the Stormhammer is there. And the first core kill, it feels like, in quite a while. Liquid be very happy with that.
Yeah, 1 minute, but no wave.
Oh, Doraccio. And we're going to see the Nightfall again.
Oh, yeah.
Pops it. He does hit the hero 1 time. Phantom strikes away. Stormhammer is going to get stunned at the very tail end. Gush under the tier 2. Gets the Blink Strike off, but the E-Blade is there. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble if they want to dive here. Mickey, he pops the ult, enraged here. Inside the cogs. PA getting lasered. They get the Hex onto Nisha, though. Pops the BKB. They find the PA finally. No grave to come. Mickey, with the help of the Ice Pack, just beating on 33. Gets graved. Can he TP out? No stun. He's fine. Could have been even more of a disaster there for Tundra, but still. Losing PA. He's hit 1 hero 1 time with BKB.
Whitemon wants to stay on the team, so graving 33 instead of Doraccio seems like a good way to ensure your job security. I think being arguably the best position 5 of the tournament, if that's not good enough for you, then also got to suck up to 33 here too.
True. Yeah, 21 stacks on
He was the one who built the team after all. And I heard he has a couple of shields at home. So there's the Ravage into Anchor. Kind of cut it a little bit close there, did Saberlight, but it's fine.
Yeah, BZM just has to take his hand off keyboard there.
Oh, he is. That's some despair right there. And then he's smiling after. He seems a little confused about how he really felt.
Yeah, this Tide anchor is so insane.
Blink Gush anchored him without the Grave going off.
Yeah.
And, well, they did save 33. As we covered, they actually did run out of every single stun they had. But
Tide Shard is so often such a huge part of these games. As 33 and Soxa are going to get initiated on. The laser's going to bounce onto 2. Mickey, they get the TP off for 33. They will find Soxa.
Mickey found the one possible spot to get stuck, but he did have the harpoon to get down with. I didn't even know you could get stuck on that corner behind that tree. That's new tech. Well, or anti-tech. Don't do that. Tower down. The next wave will be cleaned up. They're pushing quite well here, and of course, one of the luxuries of Tinker is if you don't have amazing catch heroes, enjoy taking care of the waves all game. Because he will never, nobody on the team will ever have to go back to push these waves out as long as Tinker feels confident doing it himself. And real talk, killing Nisha probably requires PA, Pango, and Clock. Because he's super tanky, he has 40 armor, 3,000 health, E-Blade BKB. So you have to chain stun him.
How much damage do you think he's taken from enemy heroes outside of the laning stage? Does it feel like they've really initiated on at all? Like,
not really.
He's been untouched.
I think they had one attempt, and then he just immediately got off
the hook shot. But that was like a solo, like you just playing around.
Right, it was just poke, and you saw the translocator at play immedially. Just bounced him out of the cogs.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that wasn't even a real attempt. Well, they might go for a real attempt now as they're smoked up as 4.
6K deficit for Tundra.
The 2 nullifiers are available, and it's time to strike now, but you need to find a good angle. And Boxy can just kind of frontline. If he gets his ulti off, he's invincible.
Get the Atos off into the silence. 33 is going to initiate here. Saberlight with a completely whiffed Ravage, it looks like. Rolling Thunder, keeping everybody at bay and staying it very low. Soxa with that blade mail reflecting a lot of damage as here comes Mickey. He's going to get bounced out of the cogs. Dyrachyo with the BKB, not able to hit anybody because of the Ghost Scepter. BKB's now popped. Mickey versus Dyrachyo. Who will win? It will be Dyrachyo for now, but he gets lasered after the fact. 3 dead for Liquid, 2 dead for Tundra. And you can see no more mana onto Nisha inside the cogs. 33, BZM will team up to try to take him out. He is so tanky though, my goodness. Finally, the Shadow Wave finishes them off. Double kill for Whitemon as Saberlight, the last remaining member of Liquid, will get chased down as well. One more Ghost Scepter for the road, but the Ion Shell finishes the job.
Oh, that one feels real bad for Saberlight. I think a little moment of panic there. I don't think anyone in his team was truly in danger. The Boxy, as I was saying, if he immediately gets off Pierce the Veil, it's 8 seconds of more or less invincibility this game when you look at the lineup he's facing. So he was in no danger. The Blink Ravage basically completely whiffed. And that gave Tundra a good attack angle. Finally, they find a way to kill Mickey and develop the fight and survive the onslaught. You're going to see the replay here, so you could probably just chill here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you need to hurry. As long as Tide is playing around the Sven and the Tinker, they pack a punch, and Nisha's doing whatever he can here, getting off tons of spells, doing a million damage and surviving, but the Sven is getting kited, the Ravage isn't pinning heroes down, and Mickey is losing the fist fight to Dyrachyo just barely. So 5 for 2 for Tundra, a big swing. But it also showcases the strength of Liquid's lineup if things go right.
Well, it's funny
disaster.
because they kind of just ignored Nisha, right? That seems to be their strategy, is kill everybody else.
It's going to work for now. Eventually he'll get a Dagon, then it'll get worse, but...
Yep, as Boxy will be forced to use the ult again, and with that Tundra disengages. Saberlight TP's in. Dyrachyo, he wants to fight. I'm not sure if he has Shard or not. Here's the Nullifier. They'll go through that Ghost Scepter as we're going to have the hook shot coming in. 3 members getting Rolling Thunder. 2 Permastun into the swatch. BZM takes out Mickey in turn. 3 for nothing as Tundra now taking firm control of this game.
Wow. That went real fast all of a sudden.
That was a sick vac wall into Rolling Thunder. That was like a bowling alley. Just disgusting.
Strike.
Well, it was 3 pins. So.
Well,
maybe in Denmark that's a strike.
No, in Denmark that's a turkey. We bowl with 1 pin.
Oh, okay.
That's very difficult, actually. You got to hit that one every time. You see the replay here, and this is the, you can see the mindset, right? They're just kiting Pierce the Veil. They're just waiting, and then eventually the moment of opportunity shows here. That's really, really beautiful combination from Tundra. Excellent stuff from 33. And Mickey doesn't even get to press a button. And that's Aegis too, so Tundra.
Yeah, and Saberlight was completely kited. Inside the cogs to start, they put an Urn Charge on him, so he cannot blink. And then PA, he doesn't kill him, but
It's kind of crazy they're only 4K up despite winning those 2 fights and killing Roche.
Yeah, it was 4K
I thought
before that.
I thought that would be more than
it was
this.
the same, yeah.
But
maybe the net worth chart is on delay. It's getting some packet loss.
we're back to about 50-50 now.
Okay.
And we didn't cover this, but Whitemon with now the Ewells as well as the Aeon Disc.
Whitemon
And finally gets to use the Ewell to stay alive here. Good.
Oh, he gets rewarded with the shard, so he can use Nothal when stunned.
Yeah, so you have Aeon Disc and that.
And Healing Amp. Wait, is it Healing Amp during Nothal projection only, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
While in the Nothal realm.
When you're in Nothal projection, it should change the colors of everything on your screen so it looks like you're in a different realm. Whitemon gonna run into Boxy. They spot him. They're kind of ignoring each other.
Oh.
The shot misses. There's the Nothal projection into the Poison Touch Hex. 33 is going to jump in with the Shivas. Boxy will have to pop the ult. No real reinforcements are
There's
coming.
that Ewell stopping the TP.
And he's going to get to the... They're very hesitant to go on him. They assume somebody's coming, but no. BZM with the Shield Crash, Aghanim Scepter. 60% accuracy of my boy Saksa. Not bad.
There are a lot of spells that's not bad. For Hookshot, I would say that's under par.
Not bad,
honestly.
60%.
That's a spell that should just kind of sit there most of the time.
Why are you always so negative?
Oh, 60% is most of the time, technically speaking, Synderen. Shut up, Shannon. I know, but it should be more than 60.
All right, we'll let Saksa know after this game that he sucks via Synderen.
Okay.
They have 2 gems, by the way. Is that what... Did Whitemon have one?
Okay, Whitemon. Can he get out of this? No.
So he's going to return a gem.
He was hanging around here completely on his own. I'm not really sure what the play was.
Was it? Did Boxy have the gem right before? Is that why they had 2? Perhaps.
Wait, was that just stolen?
I don't know.
Maybe it was just stolen. Well, Insania gets back his own here.
Yeah, okay.
This was originally a liquid gem, the one that he's carrying now, but I'm not sure if that was immediately lost. Doracho Satanic almost complete.
Yeah, and the question is, what does he go for after that? I mean, Battle Fury will start to lose a bit of luster, I guess, at some point. Or does it? He doesn't have Shard, or does he? He does not.
That's a lot of questions.
He does not have Shard, so the break against Saberlight would always be pretty valuable.
Yeah, I mean, you want to buy Shard regardless, just for the damage, right? It's also part of your burst combo. So I think that should just be his next purchase regardless.
Yeah,
honestly.
You never know with Doracio, you know.
It's also a powerful item against Sven. Even if he has high armor, it's still, you know, you get that extra little bit of damage that in late game situations, sometimes 500 damage wins the entire game. And
does he even know that he hit that? I don't think so. Nullifier. Boxy's going to be forced to use his ult. Doracio is anchored to the ground. Atos now doesn't want to use the BKB. Of course, has the Aegis, will use it. Another Doracio type play incoming. And Saberlight's just going to blink away. So he gives up the Aegis basically for free. As Mickey, he's going to jump in at 33 with the ult and beat him down to a pulp.
Totally
90
isolated
seconds,
alone.
Can't get back in. Tundra getting the hell out.
And this is why they say never walk into the waterways alone, Shannon.
And they're going to find Whitemon as well. Dead in the water. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Want to point out this Sven does not have a crit. So he can hit way harder than that. True. Yeah. Out of position. There's no other way to put it, right? For 33, he was in the middle of the water with no allies around, no grave in sight.
Okay, I'm not going to go down this road, actually. I feel like Dorachi started that.
Well, they could have, you know, it's one of those, you can call it off,
BZM,
right?
Rolling Thunder, going to force out another ult from Boxy, who gets E-bladed as if that's going to stack.
I'll say I don't like that line of thinking because this is also how a lot of pub games justify their mistakes. It was like, you were out of position first. So what? You know, like don't
it's more out of position first and then trying to make up for it another way. So yeah, it's another mistake, but trying to rectify the situation, take advantage of, you know, Doracio dying there. I think that's a very valid way to think of it. I think you're just very salty about pubs.
Okay.
I think that's your issue.
All right, I would just argue they both made a mistake, and that's it. But
all right. Well, yeah, of course.
Oh, you said you didn't want to go down that route.
It's
now
a
you've done
domino effect, Cinder.
That's true.
Right?
That is true.
As we have a Hex now for Saberlight.
And I'm pretty sure if they're having an internal argument right now, Whitemon is saying 33. I think you're right. I tried to grave you, but I couldn't reach.
No, Whitemon is saying, don't worry about Tinker. It's a support hero, all right? Just keep ignoring.
Nisha's about to finish Yasha Kaya.
Oh, okay. So he's not going for he's not going for Dagon yet.
Nope. And will he actually at this point? Like, what do you swap out?
Well, you eat your Ags, right?
Yeah, and then you go it, or do you go?
Yeah, no.
He had another item. It's that or Hex, right? Then you have to choose between the two. You can't get both now with this inventory.
True.
If you're running Yasha Kaya, you can't do both. And as far as I'm concerned, the ultimate late game Tinker build has Hex and Dagon 5. So maybe this Yasha Kaya will be sold eventually.
Well, this is damage on Duraccio. They're not going to find anybody, not outright at least. Trying to make a different pathway, but we can see Liquid not close.
Dead even.
Yeah, this is a hell of a game one for sure.
Nisha is so far ahead. It's a very weird distribution of gold. Nisha has like 10k on the Pango, and then Darkseer has 6k on the Tide. So there's a very, very big core-to-core difference internally among the ranks or the roles, but
Saberlight wants that haste.
He'll get it. He'll walk forward. It will obviously be nullified off immediately if the fight breaks out, but Duraccio...
He wants to use this damage rune.
Just ran out.
Hook shot onto Mickey. Shielded right now, gets off the Warcry as well as Duraccio company delete Insanity off the face of the earth. Rolling Thunder now. It's going to be applied to the Muertas. The BKB and the ult from Mickey are used, but now he's trying to run away. He has to try to fight, but Duraccio finally going to get ravaged. But there's the Grave coming out from the Dazzle. Can Duraccio finish what he started onto Mickey? No. Gets lasered, gets destroyed. Mickey so low right now. He's going to get Poison Touch, pops the Warcry, and we'll get another last hit onto a hero. Somehow Mickey is staying alive.
Another anchor.
Whitemon, cancellation of the TP, early Grave. The rest of his team gets out. That's because it's only one hero. Double gem on the deck.
Damn.
Huge fight for Liquid.
At that night and day getting a good Ravage, right? He just waited. This time around, Saber learned from his previous fight, just stalled out for as long as he possibly could, gets a full-on high-impact Ravage on PA +1.
How did Mickey live, dude?
And then they immediately... That's the problem for Duraccio. He had already used his Satanic. He's just sitting in laser chains and can't hit.
Yeah.
So, really, really problematic. BZM trying to stall things out here.
Yeah, he's
He'll
trying.
get anchored. This could become problematic, actually, even within his own
Gets
base.
to the high ground, uses his shard. Mickey jumps in. Laser will continue to do a lot of damage. There's a hook shot from Sox. They need to get Mickey. They need to finally take down this Sven. Getting shielded, getting E-Blade. That's going to provide extra damage with the battery assault. Finally, they take him out. Soxa barely lives, but it looks like Liquid will actually back away now.
That's honestly not that bad for Tundra burning 2 support buybacks for this Sven kill. I think that's okay, because this could have turned into Elena Barracks as well. Yeah, very eager to go there. And you're going to see the replay here. So they initiate on Mickey again. The amplified damage rune had just expired, by the way, when the fight broke out. So didn't have that. He's going to get kited out by Yules on the Sven. Once again, Boxy gets the ult off, so he's not a target for a while. And these 6 seconds, you just need to survive them. You can see Mickey kiting off a little bit to the right, and this Ravage, perfect. And now this just chain lasers until Duraccio dies. He does 0 damage now. 33, very late wall, by the way. I'm not sure why that was held onto for so long.
Yeah, fair.
Could have maybe been a difference maker.
Man, so close. Mickey's staying alive, though. That was a huge fight for Liquid. Of course, they do give up a little bit, trying to go high ground, but in the end, still taking lead in this game with a 5K stretch at this point, or discrepancy, I should say. Not that big at 47 minutes, that's for sure. And it will be the Dagon Cinderant.
Yep.
So no sheep stick, unless he wants to do some backpack shenanigans.
I think the Dagon is better anyway. You have a lot of control. You're playing with Ice Path, you're playing with 2 Ravages soon enough. Your carry has a stun in this game. So I think Hex is overkill in the control department, and what you want is when your impact stuns hit, you want somebody to die immediately.
Smoke from Tundra, looking for a fight.
We'll get Roche.
Roche.
Maybe they will. This is not the fastest Roche ever.
Yeah, we got TPs coming in. Mickey making his way over. Has everything available.
Saberlight.
HP. Saberlight in the pit in the spot that he should not be. That's a no-no spot. He's going to get scouted out, though.
That'll find him.
And will Ogre Seal away. This is an Aghanim Scepter on Soxa, actually. Got the crazy rockets.
Now, Tundra did get a nice warm-up for stalling out Roche for 3 minutes earlier today. So maybe this is just yet another one of those situations.
Duraccio. He's going to try to go onto Nisha. Has the nullifier applied. Nisha, that translocator is so annoying to deal with. He's going to get away just fine. And Liquid, they can try to perhaps bounce. As BZM going to get the shield crash, but he is completely surrounded right now. The hookshot onto Mickey, but the BKB, and he is destroying everybody in his wake. Looks like BZM is going to be next on his list as he is slowed to a crawl. 33 next to Roche, has to try to Ogre Seal away.
Duraccio
like
killing the back line.
For Tundra. You're right, 2 supports dead. Duraccio now kind of all alone will have the Phantom Strike away. Saberlight closing the gap. They have the hacks, they have the stuns. Duraccio, Phantom Strike, but he's still slowed. He's going to be anchored now. The Grave will keep him alive a little bit longer. Has to try to fight his way out of this, but the dead shot is there. Down goes Duraccio. And 33 being pursued by Nisha, the Dagon Express. Double kill for him. Will be a free Roche now for Liquid.
Yeah, if that's what they want, they could even think about getting multiple lanes here. Nisha can start pushing out the waves, but they might just get everything one after the other. Now the thing is, this Roche kill is kind of slow because you don't have God Strength, so it is going to take you a little bit longer. I guess Serrated Shiv will assist you in doing this, but these are valuable seconds that perhaps could have led to multiple wrecks, but possibly this is the safer approach. You're seeing the replay here. BZM did not get to play Dota in this fight. Just controlled start to finish, anchor, stuns. He genuinely did not cast a spell. He was alive for 10 seconds, but he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
And maybe that begs the question, are you buying the right items? Is this a problem that you could have solved yourself through having a BKB potentially against these issues?
Yep, it's true. And we saw so many dead shots with the Aghanim Scepter. This thing is...
It's insane.
It is going up in my rankings of best Ags in the game. This is like a top 15 maybe right now. It's crazy.
It's really, really good.
As this will be a set of racks in the mid lane for Liquid. 33 not up for 26 seconds. No buyback
it'll be more
here.
than that. They're just going to keep going. These 20 seconds is easily a second lane. They'll force the glyph for the time being, but if they're fully set up, keep in mind, Tide also has Refresher Shard off that Roche. I mean, how on earth are you going to access this fight for Tundra?
Yeah, they will give it up. So 2 lanes for Liquid.
There it goes.
Trying to continue their dominance here against not only Tundra, but everybody at this tournament effectively. In this playoffs, they lost 1 game to Aurora. That's it.
Yep.
They've been undefeated since.
And it's concerning for Tundra if game 1 ends up going this way because...
Hook shot. Okay, that's a long-range engagement onto Mickey. Nullifier's on him. Here comes Saberlight. Rolling Thunders can provide a little bit of CC. There's the back wall. Okay, they need to fight now, surely. Poison Touch hack says BZM going to continue with the Rolling Thunder. Mickey in a lot of trouble. This is going to be life number 1, potentially. Can he stay alive? The E-Blade will be there, but still nullified right now as the double BKB activated, and they'll be able to take out the Aegis finally. 33 and company will have to try to disengage, though.
Oh, this could be a big Blink Ravage.
And knee shot. Saberlight jumps in with Ravage number 1. It clips 2. That's going to be the death of Soxa to start this out.
Wow, they actually got out so fast.
Oh, Duraccio. Don't speak to...
I thought that was going to be a 3-man Ravage, but they disengaged just in time on 3 of them.
Yeah, now they know he has another Ravage as well. And Mickey.
Oh, it's because he has AoE Surge talent on Darkseer. That's how they got out.
Ah, yeah, that's pretty good. Trying to be a bit annoying for Mickey, but he is going to get this melee racks. They don't have Soxa, but they're still going to try to fight in all likelihood. Nothing projection is used. Everything being used now onto Mickey. Even a shard from Duraccio. The Satanic is popped. There's the Abyssal Blade, but Mickey, he's just going to walk this off. He eats the cheese, and now a lot of trouble for Tundra as they're running out of steam here quick. BZM on the run will swashbuckle to the high ground with a Ravage onto 3. Deletion of 2. Duraccio crowd control to a high degree. Mickey takes that. Triple buyback from Tundra. And they absolutely have to get more than just Boxy here. Mega Creep's already there for Liquid. Saberlight Gonna get some company with Mickey and Nisha. Pops the BKB. Stun lock onto 33. He gets lasered to death. He's out for likely the rest of this game. Whitemon, early grave on himself. Will be anchored to the ground. And this is the beginning of the end of game number 1. It's 3 dead for Tundra. Daracha, all he can do is stay in the cover of his fountain. How much cover is that really? We'll try one more blink strike, but the instant hex into the double laser. And Daracha, 1 hit away, will actually get back to the fountain in time. But now he has to worry about his building. Socks it with a hook shot. No more mana onto Tinker. Well, he has a little bit, I guess. We'll be able to dag it away at his heart's content. Daracha jumps in with one last ditch effort, but the laser's there. Double kill for Mickey with one more swing as game 1 will officially go to Team Liquid.
Damn, I'm ready to see some damage now.
Thank you, Slacks. Cringeworthy as usual. The cringe master himself.
That was very soft on the cringe.
Yeah, I know. I just had nothing else to say.
He needs to step it up. I thought he was going to say after the finals was awful that now it's time to go to the casters who are also awful. So it was actually surprisingly positive.
Very true.
Only moderately toxic that time around. Well done.
True. We are in game number 2 of this best of 5 of the grand finals here at PGL Wallachia.
Close enough.
Season 3. And we have some crazy picks in there. We have a TA by BZM. We'll talk about it in just a moment. Actually, let's talk about it now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, a moment has passed, so you're not wrong. Yeah, this was the first pick of the tournament of this hero. Wait, Saberlight, is he okay here? Yes, he is. But
Ghoul Frenzy
damage. Oh, is Whitemon okay is the question. He is not.
Oh, Shikuchi, and the last right click comes in. Boxy with the first blood. Already a good start on Liquid's side.
So, I think what eventually what happened in this draft is that BZM ran out of heroes that he wants to play in for the archetype of lineup that Tundra are running. So, all of the options that they want him on when they're playing Darkseer and Jakiro and Lifestealer as a trio together with it would generally be either Tiny or Dragon Knight or Spirit Heroes. And Tiny was banned, Dragon Knight was banned, and the Spirit Heroes against Nightstalker, Puck, and Grimstroke sound really unappealing. So they kind of cornered him in this. This is the most targeted I think we've seen. Oh, nice play here from Nisha. He denied the bottom water and then jaunted to the top water. So effectively he got one and destroyed one. So BZM will get no refill. Yeah, the upside to TA is the laning stage against Puck should be good. It's a classic matchup, but I don't think it's as TA favored as it used to be. So I think Nisha will be able to do just okay here. He will lose, but not by a landslide, which is what we used to see in the past. That's at least my expectation. Okay, so then the question is, can TA find a footing in this game after the lane? That's what I'm looking at.
Boxy.
Big damage.
We'll be able to get the Chikuchi off, and Whitemon, one more right click will bring him to the ground again.
This is a tough lane for Jakiro. Weaver is one of the best support matchups against Jakiro, and Lifestealer can't really help you against Nightstalker. So we've seen Saberlight have a good game on NS when he got absolutely bodied in lane yesterday. This time around, he is leading the overall net worth 3 minutes in. Last time he barely had a CS now. So could be a big game for him individually.
And what are your thoughts on the Grimstroke coming out from Liquid?
I like it.
The facet that lets you control the vector targeted Stroke of Fate. I'm
generally looking for, hang on, Mickey might just kill Socks in here.
Socks that gets stunned up. There's the Stroke of Fate. And Socks will die.
I'm looking for two things mostly when I think about Grimstroke, and it's actually not Soulbind. It's whether you have good Inkswell carriers, and it's whether Phantom's Embrace is good at countering enemy cores. Because Soulbind combos can be cool, but at a higher level of Dota, they're a lot harder to pull off, whereas the other two spells are very reliable. You're always going to be able to cast Inkswell on allies, and the Phantom's Embrace is just point-click, right? So he has really good carriers for the Shell, or for the Swell. He has Ursa, Weaver, and Nightstalker. It's like a dream Inkswell game. All three of those heroes are super fast, want to get in there. And now that it applies a basic Dispel on cast as well, there's some utility in that potentially against TA traps. That he didn't know that at the time, but it's very good against Jakiro, of course. The TA was the overall last pick, so it wasn't targeted at that, but it'll have a little bit of utility there. There's no Soulbind combos, right?
That's not true. There's a Void.
Void. That's the one combo.
That's big.
So not really looking for that, but that's not why they picked the hero, clearly.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, I know it's a position 5 here, but Everybody's been getting so much farm. Duraccio will get the open wounds off. Will walk away, or will he? Shikuchi. Nice ice path from Whitemon, and is Boxy getting low, trying to deny himself to the crease potentially, and he will. Unfortunate for Tundra. Now Saberlight chasing down Duraccio. Just needs a little bit of vision. Around the trees he goes. Will pop the rage, and now it's daytime, so Saberlight is not a hero any longer.
Nice juke. Bought enough time, and now he actually has to TP out. They check the mana on Jakiro, not available for the ice path.
Anyway, back to my very important point about Grimstroke. The Aghanim Scepter, if it ever comes out, it really won't provide that much. They don't really have any good illusion targets here. No,
and that's what's kind of interesting, right? If you're picking this hero, despite Soulbind not being good, or particularly good anyway in the game, it still has the binding effect in this. It's obviously powerful in that aspect of forcing enemy heroes to move together, but that isn't particularly great here. The Scepter, like you said, also, honestly, I think a Lifestealer one is pretty strong if it has Radiance. The Dark Portrait.
I mean, do you avoid Radiance? Probably not.
No, you have to play it, right? So I wouldn't mind seeing that eventually. I think that Illusion's actually extremely powerful, but it's not the traditional Terrorblade or Luna, but it's still good.
Yeah, that's true.
So. But I don't think, I genuinely don't even think that was a consideration for the pick. I don't think they thought about the Aghanims even remotely for this game. So. Ursa with a free start, as expected, against Dark Simware. It's a pretty damn easy lane when you have a 5 Grim. And Tundra will need to try to find some sort of solutions as the laning stage breaks apart now a little bit.
40 and 11 right now. And you can see Duraccio on the other side, 24 and 5, so having a bit of a struggle. So it feels like he's been at low HP the entire laning stage. But yeah, Soxa comes in to help out, not able to turn it into a kill though.
And Saberlight's not an easy kill.
Insania.
Oh, if they get both of these, that is...
It looks like they're getting it.
Oh, that's illegal. You can't do this when the lanes go like this, Tundra. That is... Yeah. That's really bad news. They didn't even... It looked like they genuinely thought they couldn't contest it at all. They're also not going to kill Weaver. They got nothing.
Oh, boy.
They lost both Wisdoms, and one of them went to Night Stalker, so he's going to get a fast level 6. And Saberlight, he's already not an easy kill down here with those early phase boots and a Bracer, so even if they were to catch him at daytime, I frankly don't even know if their 3 heroes could have necessarily killed him without a trade of some sort from Weaver. So
yeah, Nisha. They're going to try to go on him. BZM, of course, with the level advantage, but they... Man, so many of these rotations from Soxa and Whitemon have not...
They're desperate. They feel desperate because it's difficult to pull them off. It's hard to kill heroes. Night Stalker, the puck is hard to catch for their lineup, and then the Ursa top seems kind of hopeless to try to gank. So I like the overall idea of pressuring the mid tower here, though. I think this is... If you can't find the ganks successfully, at the very least play off of creeps and try to force a rotation from the enemy team, Liquid will not bring anyone. They feel like Nisha is comfortable on his own, and instead they will maybe look to soon dive Duraccio down bottom. Feels like that is almost inevitable. Boxy's level 5, by the way. Very, very strong on the Weaver, and Night Stalker 6 after this next wave. I think they have Duraccio in their sights, so they're going to need to help him out down there to Tundra.
Yeah, well, the only lane 1 is the mid lane.
Yeah.
And they need to take advantage of that. Nisha forced to play from quite the distance.
Might just,
Tier 1 tower might be conceded. Insania, he's going to take a trap.
Trying to deny, maybe.
And, oh my god, he gets that too. Oof.
That feels like a bit of a misplay from BZM to make that a possibility. I think he could have played that in a different fashion, so he guarantees the last hit. You're TA with Refraction. You hit twice as hard as Puck. He should never be able to deny the tower.
Yep, so. 33. His stack is basically dead.
Yep,
Mickey's
there's the Duraccio dive. He is dead.
Crippling Fear and the casual right clicks. Yikes, man.
Level 7 and S for Saberlight. And BZM will TP down here to defend, so now your TA is the one to move. And she obviously can't kill him at all, so... Yeah, this is looking very, very healthy for Liquid right now. It's only a 1k lead, but their game plan, what they wanted to happen, has already happened. All 3 lanes are going fine. Mid lane, obviously, as you mentioned, they lost the tower, but that's the one lane that they can afford to lose, definitely, and are expected to lose. He lost it by so little. It's 300 gold.
Yeah, basically nothing, even at this stage of the game.
And the win, as the panel was talking about, TA's win rate is in the dumps. So it's a snowball or miss hero in my eyes right now.
And he ain't snowballing, at least not yet.
Not yet. Tundra, they have tools to make it snowball, though. It's actually a very nice hero together with Darkseer, because you can vacuum into silencing traps, you can give her Surge, which allows her to stick on her target. They do have some... It's not an obvious synergy, but...
He's going to enrage BZM. They're going to look for the kill, and they get their first of the game.
Uh-oh.
Here comes Saberlight, though. It is natural nighttime. Coil from Nisha into the Crippling Fear. All focus right now on this TA. Boxy coming in from the side. He is just cannot find an exit. Saberlight might get traded out. He does.
Wow.
A nice dead shot from Saksa. And even the Shakuchi's not enough. BZM cleaning up another one. 3 for nothing, and BZM survives.
Wow, I really thought they had him, and so did Liquid. Their play call there was prioritize the TA over the guaranteed Jakiro kill in the coil. They didn't have enough against the refraction, and now Nisha getting dead shot.
Nisha, what? Double kill for BZM?
Okay, this is
somehow
massive.
That turned into a double kill, but yeah, that what just happened? It's so random.
Yeah, this was this is the dream for them. We just said this hero needs to snowball, and he just got the perfect situation. Really well played there by BZM, and I don't fault Liquid for thinking they had the kill there. Although I do question why they didn't have the Swarm available for this move. Maybe it was on cooldown from somewhere else in Boxy, but you're seeing the rotation in here. They get the Waning Rift 0 damage, of course, on the coil, silence, and here comes Weaver. No Swarm, right?
Yeah.
I think he also missed the Blood Grenade, maybe.
That's true.
He did. So...
yeah, that refraction saved
Ice
BZM's
Path,
life.
beautiful. Damn. All right, we have a game.
Yeah,
this was looking like it could get scary very fast, but Tundra have stabilized it very much.
More than stabilized. They've taken a 2K lead now. And it's Duraccio gonna open wounds, Saberlight, and there you see Whitemon using his ult for the first time. He is level 7 after that engagement in the mid lane. They clean up Saberlight easily. And Nisha was making his rotation over, but we'll think better of it. 33 gonna follow the orb. Follow the bright lights, young man. Not sure if they're going to find this connection, though.
No, he's just going to take away their triangle.
How dependent is TA on getting stacks? Because 33 has been the one killing him so far.
That's very situational, depending on kills. Now that he has 3 kills, I think not so much. If they had no kills at all in mid, it would be very, very important. So I don't even think he needs to clear any stacks in this game to find impact now, when he's this far ahead of the puck. He was ahead by 300 a few minutes ago.
I wonder if they can do this. Open wants to start things out. Overpower. There's the silence. Into the dead shot. Mickey, still relatively healthy, will pop the enrage and retreat to his tier 1 tower. The reinforcements
nice
coming.
wall.
33 from the north, gets off the wall. Iron Shell as well onto Duraccio. Mickey, and Fast will finish the job. Big kill again for Tundra. They were looking horrific in the first few minutes, and now we're in pretty good control of the game.
They'll trade away Whitemon bottom, but that's a very good trade, of course. Getting that Ursa, slowing him down is well worth it. Now poking the top tier 1. Nisha trying to do a little bit of chip damage here, maybe setting up for a coil, but the reinforcements are not available. Saberlight has TP on cooldown, so they have to give up this tower as well. Tundra, I'm so surprised they managed. It's one thing to come back, but they swung the game by 5K in 3 minutes with the start that they had and no wisdoms.
Yeah, it's really strange.
That river fight is massive. Boxy silenced. Any death shot?
No, double silence, okay.
Yep.
Another death. Duraccio will show up to the bot lane.
Stacks.
Yeah, wants to maintain this tower for the eventual Tormentor to come. 14 minutes about to come to be as well. Looks like Mickey will be able to secure the one for Liquid, and Tundra will get their first of the game. Did he? Well, what happened there? Did he cancel his attack? He was trying to stack there, but Whitemon level 8 now on this Jakiro.
Instantly TPs to mid, probably connecting for rune control and maybe a smoke play.
Duraccio. Oh, it's got silence upon silence. He's in a lot of trouble just trying to fight his way out of it, but goes inside of the creep. Eventually will fall. Pops out, and now he's going to try to turn this around in Insania as the TPs have arrived. They get the support, but eventually Duraccio is the trade. That shot not going to hit.
How long he lived.
Light. Looks like he's going to get out. We'll be able to TP on the cliff.
Oh my god, if he would have been sniper
Tendrils of the deep. Oh my goodness.
Okay, they do find Duraccio, so a big kill for Liquid. Still,
This feels like a BKB game for Dyrachyo. I don't know how you feel.
I wouldn't mind seeing him buy his Yules again from yesterday.
Okay.
I actually think it's really good here for the same reasons it was yesterday. Dealing with the puck, dealing with the Ursa. Could be nice. Tundra, it will grab a Tormentor uncontested here. Oh, while I say that, is Boxy really thinking about this?
Shikuchi!
No way, no way!
Oh, not quite. Boxa gets the shard.
I actually think he had it if he just ran into it, but he hesitated for a moment.
Yeah, he did.
He
That
might
was
have
so
actually had
close.
that. That would have been insane.
Why did you pronounce insane that way?
Insane! He did have the ward, obviously, but still, like, timing that is really, really difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But Tundra instead get a bonus kill,
Indeed.
and Soxa will get the absolute.
Why does it always go to Muerta? Like, am I crazy? Is this confirmation bias? Every single time it's Muerta.
I think it's always Muerta as well. Wouldn't it be funny? So in this patch, clearly the Aghanim's Scepter doesn't drop from row. She always drops Refresher no matter the side.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if this entire tournament, the Tormentor has been bugged to always give the Tormentor, or to give the shard, to the player with like the latest color in the ranks, with like orange, right?
Oh, wow. That's really specific. Yeah, that sounds feasible.
If it always gave it to the, out of the two possible recipients, it would always give it to the latest color.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting theory.
Thank you.
You had me going there for a while, and then you just made it as uninteresting as possible.
Well, what would have been more interesting to you? There's always to the same player?
Yeah, that's just Soxa.
Soxa gets the shard when somebody else kills the Tormentor too. Oh, he's in trouble, by the way.
He is. Swarm.
At least slightly.
He has cover with 33, as Shikuchi not going to be
Another tower deny for Liquid.
going any further. Yeah, deny does come out, though. 4K lead for Tundra. As Insania is going to smoke.
Nisha has an amp damage, looking for his first kill of the game. 17 minutes in on puck. He does not even have an assist yet.
That is so crazy.
And he'll find one. Soxa is doomed here, but what's it going to cost them?
He's going to pop Dust and his ult. As they want to give it to Nisha, but Insania will take it with the Inkswell. 33 in the meantime. Getting hounded by Saberlight. The Illusion is hounding him in turn. Nisha gets off the coil, but the mech keeping 33 alive, and they're going to try to turn this around onto Puck instead. Gets to the other side of the macro pyre, though, as Mickey wants to fight, focusing now all his sights onto the TA. BZM getting eaten up. That refraction is going to end eventually, and so is his life. Triple kill from Mickey. Dyrachyo into the creep, pops right out, trying to take out Boxy in turn, but he's not going to be able to get anybody, unfortunately for him. So a 4-for-1 Liquid.
5-for-1.
Oh, they lost
Soxa was dead
at the
in the
beginning.
start.
Yeah, that's true.
This fight was so long that he respawned, but obviously can't rejoin. Full team wipe. That looked dodgy when Nisha got the coil off and didn't kill Darkseer and then jaunted into a trap, but they didn't have enough follow-up damage, and they also did find 33 on the outside here. I think he just got cut off by NS. That's exactly what happened here, and NS and Ursa comboing on him. But I was thinking this game reminded me a little bit of, there was an earlier game Nisha played on Puck where he also was off to a little bit of a slow start. That was that, which team was that against? We cast that game the other day where he was.
I literally wasn't listening. Say it again.
They were playing keep away for a long time with Nisha's Puck. And then all of a sudden he popped off in the late game. You remember this game?
Vaguely.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of games, so it's fine. I felt like this was going potentially down the same trajectory where, yeah, he might not have the best start, but then ultimately at some point Nisha kind of gets there. This fight, a big help in that. He got 4 assists. None of the kills went to him, so not the most gold. But it's looking a lot healthier now that he's catching up to him.
Insania.
Nice pick from side of Tundra.
By the way,
Tia and Muerta is a killing squad.
Oh, yeah.
Together. Double silence, tons of burst.
I didn't notice that Saberlight has Armlet, by the way. It's like an older school type of Night Stalker build. Very cool.
True that.
Why pick it up in this game, you think?
I think he considers it a good item against TA, is my guess. Just getting that additional health and armor for that matchup in particular. Also against Lifestealer. I think it's a clever choice here. It gives you the...
Uh-oh, Dyrachyo's just dead. Wow, that was fast. TP's coming.
Yep.
Just 33.
That's not really a helpful TP either.
Dark Ascension from Saberlight as Whitemon.
He gets really good intel here.
He does. 2 supports from the north.
Tundra needs to get the hell out of here, actually. They're just going to get sandwiched.
That sounds delicious.
Yep, it's lovely.
33.
They're trying to find an escape path, just running straight down the lane to 33.
And the tier 1 tower is still up here.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like a fight will break out.
They will survive, but it's a lot of efficiency lost. You have these 3 heroes that just have to group up and run away from the NS. In the meantime, Liquid are farming on their cores, so. That is Dark Ascension down though, but now Natural Night will kick in, bridging the gap more or less perfectly there. Saberlight. Oh, little bounty room snack.
Soxa will find a little treat for
Kill
BZM.
Squad again. We'll find Insania again.
Yes, he has food.
He gets 2-shot by TA. It's might be a game to buy Ghost Scepter. Lifestealer and TA sounds pretty good.
Man,
Nothing
Desolator's really fallen off, hasn't it? Not seeing it on the TA even. There's only a couple of heroes that are buying it right now.
We've seen it on Clinks this tournament. On
is that the only one buying it?
I don't think I've seen another.
Atos into the silence. Deadshot not going to hit though. Actually sidesteps another silence. There's a crippling fear from Saberlight. Just going to delay the inevitable here, I would think. Although he has a lot of move speed. Deadshot.
Nice fear, maybe.
Nicely done. The Ion Shell from the illusion. Oh, he's armlet toggling though. Another Atos. This takes quite a bit of time, but they do find it.
Space. He gets tipped by Mickey for buying as much time as he could, but the Darkseer Shard, actually the reason he dies there. The slow trail.
Oh, that's true, yeah. BZM. Oh, nice double ice path onto 2 cores with the Macro Fire to follow. But BZM, Fury Swipes are going to be too much. They don't have detection, though. Melt Strike, Mickey's dead. Great turnaround here from Tundra. I thought that Liquid had the one up. As Dyrachyo working on an armlet of his own.
They need Nisha in these kinds of moves if they want to pull that one off, I think.
He will have a Parasma not too far in the future.
Aggressive build. Doesn't feel like he needs to buy a single defensive item here. Roxy.
Atos, but oh, he actually time lapses back into a silence. Man, nice spell casting from Soxa.
Bleeding out a little bit here, Liquid. We see the replay here. So Nisha, I mean, he was there, but he's forced to get out with the jaunt and then can't re-engage. Never coiled. So,
oh, Dyrachyo, oh my goodness.
So they did actually have Nisha there. I just saw the coil being available and didn't feel any impact from him, but that was because the ice path was just that good.
Oh, they had a sentry right there too, so they actually did have vision of the melded TA, but
just couldn't hit him.
Yeah, I guess not.
Well,
a big kill on Dyrachyo. We see this about 2 or 3 times a game.
It's 5 deaths now on the Lifestealer.
We've seen
it's
it
a lot.
5 times this game, but on average 2 to 3 times a game.
I mean, to be fair though, he has had really rough conditions here. I think the Night Stalker Weaver lane is actually very difficult to deal with at nighttime for him. So it's understandable that he's having a rough one, and you can tell his quick buy. The plan's there. Armlet into Yules.
Okay.
But this is very different when you're playing from behind versus the game yesterday where they just own Spirit.
Yeah, we're going to see if it really is that good.
How good is it when you're far behind versus when you're even or even ahead?
There's going to be a lot of people watching now that didn't watch that game. So why don't you explain again why in the God's green earth?
So in that game, what was he against? It was Puck, Silencer, and Ursa. So he bought the Yule. It had like 3 purposes. You can Yule Ursa's Enrage to just delay that status, because status resistance doesn't affect Yules, so it has full duration. You can remove the Silence of Puck, and if you're clutch, you can actually break Coil if you're standing at maximum range, because Coil has a search range, but it also takes verticality into account. So if you go up in the air, you can actually break it while invulnerable.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd reason that game was for reverberating silence. But that isn't here, but instead, you might be buying some time against, you know, an NS silence.
Atos into another silence onto Nisha. He's getting deleted here. Soulbind onto 2, but it's not going to be followed up with anything. Down goes Nisha. Insania's TP canceled via the vacuum. 2 dead for Liquid. Super fast. Go ahead and continue your explanation.
There again. Oh, that was it.
Okay, well, 2 of those heroes are in this game, right? The Puck and the Ursa.
Yeah, it's similar logic, right? And the Night Stalker is a little bit of a pseudo issue as well with the silence. You can deal with that one maybe. Yeah. Damn. Soxa is doing work this game. He's found so many opportunities for his team on this Muerta. Really I would say the primary reason they've come back is all of these kills he's been playing. This is only his 2nd game of the tournament.
Really?
It's not really been either allowed to have it much, or they've just rated other
I thought
heroes.
you meant by his team. You're not allowed to play it.
He's just been playing a lot.
Saberlight, we've seen the steal of the Aegis before. Ice Path comes out. Not going to try for it.
No dagger
will secure it. Now a Basher online for Mickey. Haven't talked about him too much. Has the Blink, BKB, Battle Fury, and now Basher.
He's level 19. Lifesteal is level 15.
Yeah, there's a bit of a discrepancy.
Big gap here.
And 33's Orchid has been killed for the time being. Has to wait out the Courier respawn now.
Yeah, interesting choice. Really targeting Nisha's puck here, probably recognizing that they don't have enough threats and Nisha feels comfortable. You can see him still queuing up the Parasma. That's going to hurt him a lot if this Orchid timing comes in at the opportune moment. Because if he has just bought his Mystic Staff, he will be very far off being able to pivot his build. So in a way, for Nisha, it would actually be good to get ganked somewhat soon so he can fix his build before it's too late.
Dyrachyo
Aegis,
he was the tank attempt, or the gank attempt, I should say, is Mickey. He already used his ult and BKB, and
nice
he doesn't
wall.
have TP for 13 seconds.
Yeah.
He's just going to die. Dyrachyo has to be careful. We've seen this before when he tries to get greedy. Meanwhile, BZM, he's all alone up here. And Nisha,
no coil. Oh,
play around with his food. The Waning Rift and a couple more right clicks will suffice.
Oh, that's such a massive kill. Just when you got this great Ursa kill on the side of Tundra, the immediate great equalizer coming out for Nisha. And does he commit now? It looks like the Parasma is complete. But with all that kill gold, he got about 800 for that. He's already on his way to a potential defensive item if he sees that Orchid.
They're
gonna try from here with
Nisha. They don't have the best lockdown here. These games have been delivering so far in this finals.
For sure.
Both have been quite close.
And none of the games have felt clean either, which, you know, makes for more entertaining Dota when the leading team is making a couple more mistakes. Getting caught out a little bit. Dyrachyo, silence. No coil.
Inkswell will stop
Coil
the teleportation. Now. Phantom's Embrace, he has to kill it. He can infest 33.
Away.
And the Dark Ascension, that should secure Tormentor for Liquid.
That, I think they might have been able to get the Aegis with coil, but
they
might
will
not
find...
Close.
Well, Boxy. Do they have the vision up here? Nisha comes in with a big Waning Rift and a coil as well. Boxy's actually surviving through this. They're going to find 2 supports on the back end. Great rotation from Liquid.
And we've talked about some heroes of old. This is not the Weaver you guys remember if you haven't played Dota for a while. Weaver now has 1700 health minute, or level 12, with a couple of items. Obviously, having the Force Staff and Atos was necessary there for his survival. Hero is tankier than it used to be, and it helps. Now there goes the Torment. Mickey himself will be the one to receive the shard.
Wow, that is... I mean, this is...
Coincidentally, he's also the hero furthest to the right in the team's list, so...
That's right.
I'll try to pay attention to this. If this happens every game,
Please.
imagine it's true, Shen.
Imagine.
I would expect a public apology from you.
That's fine.
Unlike pirate software. Never make it. All right.
Just can't help yourself, huh?
I'm on the list. I'll say it. All right. Nisha will grab himself an invis. Not too much mana in the tank, though, so it doesn't feel like this is likely to lead to an offensive move, at least not an immediate one. And he's queuing up a AVULUS now, so has identified the Orchid threat from 33. And we're talking about that could be a big moment of opportunity, but the AVULUS is almost complete already now, courtesy of the kills Nisha just found. So that
it's going to
timing will be missed.
Good against the Weaver, though. Does have Force Staff. No way to dispel at the moment. It's not like it's a complete waste of money or anything. So that means I would assume some sort of a nullifier would need to be purchased at some point to try to counter that. Boxy trying to take the Wisdom Shrine. Not going to happen, though. It's going to get dead shot.
Oh, nice AVULUS. This could be it.
And dead.
I told you, Shannon, lifesteal AVULUS, baby.
Beautiful.
It was actually necessary, though. That was super clutch from Dyrachyo.
I had to just double check real quick to make sure it was his. I'm like, wait, Weaver? No, okay. Yeah, it is lifestealer, of course. How could I forget such a thing? 15 seconds on the Aegis. 3K lead for Liquid. Very, very close. Scan out. Liquid knows the positioning of Tundra. Dyrachyo already shown off his AVULUS. He's going to get some D-ward action. Has a Yasha at base. We'll be going for the SNY for the status resist.
Yeah, pretty standard.
And Liquid coming in from the south right into Dyrachyo. He's going to get silenced. There's the AVULUS to try to buy him a little bit of time. Gets off the rage. And now the Soulbind not going to do too much. Now it's going to connect out the Whitemon. Nisha with the Waning Rift, the Infest inside of the double-headed dragon. They're going to pop the Pinata and out comes Dyrachyo. Saberlight with the BKB on the retreat will get 4-staff to safety. Atos down to Dyrachyo. They're trying to kite him to a high degree. Mickey's going to come in and absolutely destroy 33. Dyrachyo getting kited so hard right now as BZM trying to kill Insania, but that was a big Lotus that came out. 3 dead already for Tundra. The big crippling fear from Saberlight comes in to get their 4th.
Bash insta first hit.
And BZM left to his own devices, all alone, 1 versus 4. Oh. Liquid will eat him up.
And there were a lot of little things there that really came together, and also, what a perfect illustration of the AVULUS once again. Actually, even though he died, he was able to get it off during Crippling Fear, and then he can rage as he lands before Crippling Fear is reapplied. There's a little bit of a grace period. You're going to see the replay here. So he's sitting under the silence. I don't know if Liquid know this for a fact, that this is going to happen, by the way. But then Saberlight, perfect BKB usage, keeps chasing down Whitemon, kills him off fully, gets the reset out. I believe he gets Atos at the tail end of this, and then immediately that gets removed by Grimstroke here. So they also take that one off. He goes and eats a creep, comes back in, tanks a couple of hits. Man, they're just kiting them and they have vision superiority. And Lifestealer absolutely hates this type of fight. He just cannot stick on a target. This coil now, BZM will try to BKB TP. First hit bash. Wow. All right, well.
Needs to practice the Nightfall a bit more. Nightfall never would have gotten bashed there.
That's right. He would have never played TA.
Those are some mechanical keyboards right there, I tell you what.
Yep.
11K leaders, we have this pause. Liquid in good control of the game now. And we won't know about Roche for another minute 15, and even then it'll be very cryptic how long it'll spawn, adding to the charm of Dota 2.
To one team, to the other it will be clear. So they have TA.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
They will know when it's up.
That's right.
But can they get it against the Dire lineup at this point? It is going to be likely the game decider, the Roche, because I think Tundra cannot afford to give it away for free, but the fight is stupid hard to take. If you nail it, though, you do have some good combos between Jakiro and Darkseer. You have the Muerta Calling that can also silence many heroes in the region, but it's starting to get harder and harder now that Ursa has BKB, Puck has AVULUS, Nightstalker has BKB, the Grimstroke has Dagger, so he can play very far behind on Insania, and also Boxer with the Pike. So there's no... It feels like there's actually no easy target anymore for Tundra to go on. It used to be Insania earlier, but now these items... Everybody on their side is just having a field day.
This innate for TA is actually kind of funny if you think about it. It might be one of the worst innates in the game because you already have a trap in there. So you're getting the exact time, but TA, like, Val was probably looking at this when they're designing the innates. They're like, they can already see in there. We're not going to nerf that. So here's an innate that makes it slightly better, more convenient, because you can plan around the exact timing, but if you're a good team, you're going to be planning around that 3-minute period anyway, right?
Well, just knowing the exact timing allows you to make a really good smoke move, right? Because
yeah, it makes it more precise.
It's not just that, it's the fact that you can have foresight. Because it's, like, let's say the TA innate, instead of telling you when Roche spawns exactly in advance, it just told you Roche has spawned.
Yeah, then it'll be exactly the same as it was before.
And having the foresight allows you to make a team smoke move 20 seconds before Roche spawns, kill a hero, and know that you're getting the Roche. I think that's way more powerful.
It's very interesting, though. And I wonder why we haven't seen more. This Illusion is going to get the shit kicked out of him.
Bing bong.
That is a Macro Pyre down. We're not seeing any Oracle. I guess the laning stage is really just that bad with that hero, because being able to
I want that hero
tell
back.
What runes are, like, that's crazy. That's a crazy innate.
He's a really fun... If Insania is not playing Oracle, the hero's dead. That's
yeah, that's true.
That's basically it. The grand finalists that are almost 2-0 up in this series have not picked the hero a single time this year. I think it's one of Insania's absolute signature heroes. If he will never find a game for it,
well, if they go up 2-0 here, it's not over yet, but if they do, then he'll have plenty of room to experiment.
Why would he ruin that?
Well, because he wants to play his favorite hero in the finals. Cinderin. Who
I think
wouldn't
he wants
do
to
that?
win the finals.
That may be secondary for some people, okay?
All right.
Having fun is the most important thing in Dota. There's BZM. We'll have to try to defend here. It's only a 56% for Liquid. That's a little
Do
surprising.
not know if I agree with that assessment.
I mean, I don't think it's completely out of reach for Tundra by any means.
No, but
I would
surely
say
not
like-
almost 50-50.
I would say 70-30, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's more where I'm at too.
There's definitely some comeback potential
Gaimin
here.
loves Darkseer combos late game. Can't
This
mess
is
with
true.
that.
Well, Duraccio, is he done with his S&Y yet? It's getting pretty close, about 500 away, as Saberlight will find a Muerta. Soxa will fall.
I don't think that's how you pronounce that.
Muerta.
33. He'll get out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wallachia.
Oh, late. Yes, that's how you pronounce Muerta.
Oh, BZM. Oh boy, this is really bad for him. That is a huge death. He has buyback, but
He
you have
felt
to expend
confident
it.
going for this wave because of the move bottom. With Night Stalker as well as Puck showing for that other kill, he thought he could grab that wave, but Liquid just have both side lanes on lockdown. You gotta bring the numbers.
Under attack.
Yep, 33.
See
He's going to be
Duraccio, they
spotted.
three.
It's a crippling
Oh, he's
fear. This is a
dead,
huge
man.
kill. Phantom's Embrace on top of him. He's dead. Again, they have the buybacks, but expending it will put them even more at a deficit. Duraccio on the retreat. The Soulbind's going to connect to the Jakiro. It's a full team wipe. Very separated kills overall, but it's still a full team wipe for Liquid. And now their lead has essentially doubled.
Is under attack.
Roche is up as well. They can do whatever the hell they want, it seems.
Yeah, just straight racks, I think. Racks first.
Lifestealer doesn't have buyback.
If buybacks come out, you can reset position and go to Roche. If not, just take this first. You have all the waves pushed in, so the Roche, even as a secondary objective, should be yours too.
Dire's bottom tower is
Just
under attack.
obliterating them, and that, now we're down to the, yeah, well, it's not 70-30 now. It's already 80-20. Gaimin was a believer for just a minute. As a matter of fact, he's believed in Tundra the entire game until recently, but
That's right.
no
Eventually,
longer.
you have to come to grips with reality.
He has lost faith.
It's hard to come to grips with the reality when your reality is being on a multi-billion-dollar yacht. But
Yep.
eventually, Gaimin figured it out, Cinderin.
How much do you think Gaimin thinks a banana costs?
How much are eggs?
Well, that,
Depends on the country, I guess. We see the replay is 33. I mean, this has been their target of choice in most fights, and you can see why. When he's not dead, Cinderin, the fights
Yep.
are totally different. The Darkseer has just huge impact. But now the deficit is becoming very, very large. Duraccio does have the S&Y. Ags is next on the list. We'll see if he has enough time to actually purchase it. As we have a smoke from Tundra. And they know that Roche could possibly be up. Or is up, actually. They know for a fact. But I fear they will be too late. Nisha gonna pop the smoke. Spots one, and already the Aegis secured
uh-oh,
for Liquid.
GTFO territory.
Yeah, well, they actually have decent connection onto Nisha. He's gonna get headshot in. Do they have the damage? 33 eaten up already, and Mikke going to town. He has that Aegis still, so not really caring about this first life. See if they can run out of steam, though. As they're gonna get the connection onto Nisha. He's gonna get the Yules, trying to kite as Duraccio dies again. And now the coil finally being expended. Another death for Tundra. They've lost this fight. They've likely lost this game number 2. BZM, he gets brought back into the arms of Liquid. A full team wipe as GGs are called.
Yeah.
2-0 start to this grand finals for Liquid.
Damn, that was actually a really well-played fight from Tundra, and they got 0 kills. Like, then the game is just over. They had so many good setups trying to kill Nisha, but just barely getting bailed out multiple times. The Ursa.
Sven and Cinderin everywhere. Thank you, Sir Action Slacks, for an inside joke that literally nobody's going to understand. We have Nisha mid on the Slardar here. We'll talk about it in just a moment. Liquid versus Tundra, game number 3. And it's already a 2-0 start for Liquid, Cinderin.
Yep.
Tundra, it just seems to be, Liquid is just their kryptonite for whatever reason.
Flat out, this is giving me... I mean, it's really funny to see these team-to-team matchups similar to, you know, was it last year or was it in 23 that Gaimin just could not lose to Liquid, right? It was like forever. And then Liquid finally got the win against them at some point, right? And that was a massive relief for them. It's kind of a similar story here. Tundra are, for this year so far, the best team in the world. But Liquid just remains a thorn in their side, and this is their final chance in this grand finals of trying to overcome those demons. Or it will just be a clean 3-0.
And I want to talk about Nisha playing Slardar mid. It has looked really bad this tournament. Am I wrong on that? As Dyrachyo, he is going to go down, but not before Saberlight. So first blood goes the way of Tundra. Tag team doing a lot in this, but at least Tundra get first blood this time.
I think Slardar has been so-so. I think he's 4-5, and
it looked terrible.
It's a mixed bag. Well, I think there are a couple of games where it looked terrible, which is the thing. It's not...
Is it only the games that we cast?
You can have a hero that goes 4-5 and you're like, yeah, it's solid, but you know, it lost a little bit more than it won. The games were close, but honestly, some of the losses, I was like, man, this hero did almost nothing this game. So
yeah.
If that's what's going to happen here, obviously, Tundra will be able to make a little bit of a comeback into the series, but let's not... get ahead of ourselves here. Let's see how the lane goes first.
I will say, it was a very somber Moonmian. We're not used to seeing him without tons of energy, hyping up his team.
Yeah.
Just seemed to be resigned to this. As Sunstrike, kill onto Mickey. So BZM, I wanted to talk about this next, is playing his signature Invoker.
Yep.
Basically the only person picking this hero right now, and he's had some crazy-ass games on this bad boy.
Ironically, the other player that we have cast play it is Nisha.
Yeah.
So there's been very few players that were willing to run the Invoker this tournament, but I think it's won every game, if I'm not mistaken, that it's been in.
No, that is incorrect.
Okay, so then it's like 5-1.
It's probably a good record, yeah. But
it is very good.
I think the last Invoker game we cast at BZM, he lost.
Okay.
Maybe that was just a fever dream, Cinderin.
There you go. All right, so he's 4-1.
There you go. But yeah, do you think he has a... Yeah, it was the game where there was absolutely no stunts, remember? Couldn't hit a Cataclysm to save his life.
Yeah.
Just every single one. 33. That Ion Shell going to apply a lot of pressure in Insane. He's played this Darkseer every single game of this Grand Finals. They've lost both games, but he's sticking true.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like he's played poorly.
He's laning against a lane that Liquid have run 4 times this tournament that hasn't lost. Silencer, Sven, they're both 4-0. Well, I don't know for a fact. They probably didn't play them together in all of those games, but both heroes haven't lost on Liquid side, so very much comfortable with this.
But going back to the talk of the crowd control that Tundra possessed to be able to set up a good Cataclysm combo, this one's a lot harder, I feel like. There's a concoction, which is good.
Saber, oh, Dyrachyo, this is bad.
Self-stun, the Dyrachyo classic, he's dead.
Oh, he actually,
Saberlight
oh my god,
takes
this is
it.
such a hard lane for him. Okay, there's multiple things to unpack here in a second.
Sunstrike's coming, it's going to be shared, Insania on the run, trying to create some space. Will lose his captain in the process, but he will live through the day.
So there's multiple things about this top lane that are actually... There's a lot of counters in play here. The first one is you're playing Dazzle Tusk against the melee core. That's the obvious one. That's hard for the melee core because you just get hit and take a ton of damage with tag team. Then, fortunately for you, you have Fire Spirits to offset that, to mitigate a lot of the tag team damage. However, you can't use your Alchemist Concoction very well because as you start channeling it, Boxy just goes into a snowball for both of them and he has no one to throw it on. So then you stun yourself.
Yeah.
But then if you do land it, you have a Sunstrike. So this is actually a very interesting dynamic where there's plenty of space for outplays, but so far Liquid have been getting the better of it. And I also do think overall I do favor them more because I think the conditions are easier to meet. But it's not impossible for Tundra to get something out of this top lane. And
that's exactly what you want to hear. Not impossible. It's possible. You're telling me there's a chance, Cinder.
All right, well, yeah, we have already established many years ago that you're a glass half empty kind of guy and I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So
there's a chance, Cinder.
Yep, there sure is.
Hey, you've been more negative than me today.
That is incorrect.
Right, talking shit about other streamers on Finals Cast.
You really gotta bring up a third. Oh man.
God, what a terrible person you are, as Nisha.
It's awful.
In the mid lane, 24-16 versus BZM's 18-7. So Nisha favored right now,
yeah,
for sure.
He could be diving too. Boxy cutting behind, but he's gonna walk straight through the creep wave, just looking to...
Okay.
Wait, what's the plan here?
Huh?
He's gonna pull the wave
yeah,
and bring it straight back where it came from.
Meets back into the river.
Okay.
As intended. Nisha now level 6. Mickey.
Maybe he was trying
forced
to
out of
bait a
the creeps.
TP. I mean, either way, looking to control the rune, and they will get lucky on the side of Liquid. It will be denied by BZM's Forge Spirit. No haste rune for Nisha, but no rune for the side of Tundra either.
And whose laning stage? I mean, I guess you already answered this kind of. You think Tundra needs to get off to at least a decent start, as opposed to being behind a lot of times that they had to come back in these series.
Well, things are looking okay for them right now, I think.
Whitemon will dive away.
The main concern...
rotation over.
The main concern is Alk's farm. He is facing a really difficult lane. He will play some in the jungle as needed.
We haven't talked about the Saberlight Dazzle either, position 3.
Yep.
It's usually been a 2 or a 4/5.
Yep. I liked the idea of putting it off lane this game, though. With Tusk and into the matchup that they had, I think it was a very good adjustment. And as a matter of fact, both carries are having some of the harder starts that they've had. So it will be interesting to see the scaling, how it's going to go down for Meke Sven when he's not crushing it. And Doracio's Alchemist has been winning, I think, every game he's played it. I think the hero's like 3-1 this tournament, and he was, or maybe it's only 2-1, but I believe that was, the loss was for another team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 2-1, and he's been winning. So...
Yep, it's looked solid for sure.
One of the unbeatable, unbeatable hero combinations will be broken this game.
I mean, they've already been broken this series.
Will it be the 2-0 Alk on Doraccio, or will it be the 4-0 Silencer and 4-0 Sven on Liquid? Somebody's gonna lose.
And Tundra just cannot take a game off of Liquid. Which curse shall be broken? As Saberlight now level 6 has the Nothal projection ready to go as it comes into the mid lane. They're trying to set something up onto BZM. That Ghost Walk's not going to be too helpful when you have a Corrosive Haze.
True.
The getaway aspect that is Invoker, it will be null and void for the most part.
Nisha getting a second rune in a row denied by a Forge Spirit.
Yeah, BZM getting a little bit of retribution for the puck game that Nisha was denying and taking runes in front of his face. He will bottle this bounty, though.
Oh, he might go hunting here. Boxy drawing a little bit of a circle saying Doraccio's probably over here. No, they're not going to try. Too uncertain. The farming shall commence. A very quiet start to this game.
Yeah.
The big winner in all of it, 33. Mega farmed on Darkseer. Like you said, he's run it
every game. He's
3 games in a row now. So he should be warmed up.
Do you think he's trying to prove a point, Cinderin?
To who?
I've been playing well. You guys need to step it up. I'm going to keep picking the same shit over and over.
I don't know if that proves a point.
That doesn't sound like 33.
No.
He wouldn't really talk with that much emphasis, you know, or aggression. Very casual guy, very laid back.
Also doesn't sound like 2 good team comps to begin with. Guys, I've been playing great. Everyone else needs to be better.
Yeah, but you know that some team has that guy on their squad. Is Insania going to be picked off here, it looks like. Sunray's enough from Whitemon.
Damn, that's got to be really hot, getting hit by a meteor and then a Sunray.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, he's spotted by Soxa. The Ion Shell doing a little bit of work. There's the wall from 33. Sunstrike's not going to hit. They should still have the damage. Boxy a little bit too late to the party. So big kill for 33 as he continues to catapult himself as the top net worth in the game.
Best start to a game in this series for Tundra that we've seen. Definitely in a pretty good position right now.
Yeah, I think, was it last game where they were behind and then, no, it was game 1, wasn't it?
So last game they were behind,
but
and then they had
comeback.
a great fight in the river, got a couple of thousand gold from that. But then Liquid were able to turn it around. Now this time around, Tundra are just flat out winning the laning stage overall because of Darkseer in particular, just crushing bottom. 90 CS, 6k on the net worth. He's 2,000 ahead of the Sven. He's taken the tower.
Yeah, we see this smoke from Liquid won't really connect onto anything. There is absolutely nobody there. Although they could go through the gate. Still 5 minutes away from the Tormy.
Well, this gate play could work very well because there's a Kobold scouting it. But, okay, they do hear it. If they weren't checking that, then this Kobold give them a false sense of security, but they should be aware that this is coming now. And you can see Tundra placing their heroes very, very ready to pounce.
Yeah.
as a counterplay.
And they're going back into the fray. Soxa. Smoke pops. Ion shell applied. Very sneaky here from Tundra. There's the surge. Insania spotted. Soxa will get off the avalanche. Won't be able to do the full combo though. Nisha though is there as 33 showing himself. Don't think that's gonna, the wall completely misses. Okay, Nisha actually runs into it in the end. Gets the crush off on the 33. Has surge up in just a moment. We'll use it. And I think that should be enough for him to get away.
The illusion there. Yeah, kind of an annoying combo for Tiny. If you get hit by Last Word, you can't use your two spells together. But most of the time, Tiny will be the one initiating, and then it won't really matter. So, but in that situation...
For the Dazzle off lane, I'm guessing it's going to be a very similar build to mid, right?
I think so.
Looks like Ags is first up.
Yeah, what else would you do? I mean, I guess you could technically go something like Ags Pipe if you think the Pipe is good enough because of Phoenix and Tiny and Darkseer, but I don't... And of course the Meatball. Maybe that's a thing? I'm not sure.
Yeah, BCM goes for drums first, now going for Midas. We've seen him play the greedier style in the past.
Yep.
Definitely a bit worried about the chase potential from Liquid. As bot lane, Boxy's going to find himself a Phoenix. Whitemon gets destroyed. And Boxy about 700 away from a Blink Dagger on that Tusk. Mickey in the meantime, just farming away. Has the Mask of Madness. Echo Saber's up next. No big surprises. What's the Radiance timing here for Dyrachyo?
Minute away.
Okay.
At most. So 13:30. It's semi-slow. A really good Alchemist game, you will have this at minute 11. But, you know, like we talked about, he died twice. The lane was rough. 13-minute Radiance is still very good then. I failed the stack here, unfortunately, with the Forged Spirit. But yeah, he's about to finish off this Ancient Camp plus the Hard Camp, and that should... Oh, yeah, that'll exactly push him just over 3,400 for the Relic, so... Nicely lined up. And Liquid seem kind of unable to do anything about this. This is something they themselves haven't had to face yet, is that Dyrachyo Alk. It's been played against other teams, so... If Liquid's more methodical and slower play that we've seen from them in some games...
You're sure about that? They haven't played?
I don't think so.
They played twice earlier this tournament.
Yeah, but I don't think it was against Liquid.
No, I'm saying they played each other twice early the tournament. I don't know if Alk was picked, though.
That's what I'm saying. There was no Alk in those games.
Okay,
I think this is their first time playing against Dyrachyo.
Okay.
On Alk, not Dyrachyo.
Yeah,
he's been in every game.
He was using a sub the whole time until today. It was Eternal Envy up until this point.
Could have fooled anyone.
Great Eternal Envy. Shrines will be traded. Nothing to write home about for 14 minutes. But yeah, a little bit of a slow start here. And we know the very obvious timings for the Tundra side in terms of itemization. First the Radiance for Dyrachyo, then... I mean, I guess it's not that obvious. Does he want to go for Blink Dagger, fight right away, go for the BKB, then the Blink?
Yeah, I think so. I think pretty stock standard. Radiance, Blink, BKB, AC. I think it's just obvious here as an itemization choice. That doesn't mean he has to go for that, but that would be the standard approach here. You need plus armor against these heroes. Like you're not going to play your way out of that.
There's a smoke, and this is going to be the Blink reveal for Nisha on the Slardar. 33 would be an amazing get. Soxa might be the one to tank the gank here, though, potentially. The grand scheme of things, he'll be happy that he's the one to die. So easy pick off. Smoke from Liquid. Blink is revealed, and this is the 15-minute mark.
Yep, so they're ready for Tormentor, and Saberlight's Ags is en route. Looks like Tundra just can't do anything about this.
Yep, there'll be a freebie. Lots of minus armor. Insania.
So fast at killing the Tormentor with Dazzle.
Brain drain.
Crazy. Yeah, nice to get that one as the first one. If you're going to get it on Silencer, you want to be the first one to receive it to get that extra value. It's about as early as possible in the game to obtain this ability. Now the Ags for Dazzle has arrived.
Yeah.
So Liquid will probably look to put some sort of pressure down here, maybe even diving 33. They have some decent burst with Dazzle and of course Global Silence.
There's the Nothel projection into the Hex from the Poison Touch. Boxy has the Ice Shards, nicely placed. All 33 can do is put down the wall and die.
Global TP out with Grave.
Boxy will be able to get out as a result, and it's a hit and run from Liquid.
That might seem like a lot to spend, right? You use Global Silence, you used 3 heroes, you spent quite a lot of time setting it up, but the Dark Circle is just really valuable this game. So,
yeah,
honestly, think that was well worth it for them.
We got a tornado from BZM into the wall, but Nisha will be able to run away. Is Insania actually going to die to Acid Spray? Absolutely.
Well,
and the Radiance
was it Acid Spray or Radiant, Shannon? Place your bets.
I'm going to say it was Acid Spray.
Yeah, it must have been Radiance then.
Yeah,
let's
probably.
see.
My 50-50s are
you're
real good.
Not really a coin flip kind of guy.
So BZM with a boost of travel now. So really delaying the Aghanim. So he's been kind of rushing this for the most part from the games that we've cast. So
I mean, this looks like they did damage simultaneously. So which one hits first, Shannon?
Well, the Radiance did 2 more damage overall.
Yeah, so it must have been that. Dyrachyo.
Concoction is going to hit. Nothel projection is used. Sunstrike going to be a bit shared. There's the snowball to delay
Oh my
things.
God, that
the Shadow Wave is absurd with the Aghanim Scepter, but the Avalanche coming in from the Tiny. Nisha's here as well. The Minus armor is out of control. Triple kill for Saberlight. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why Dazzle has been banned for most of the tournament.
Bro, that is not okay. Excuse me? He did 6,500 damage there.
Yes. We all know it's going to be nerfed, but it still gets through the bans for whatever reason. And Roche will be free. The minus armor going to aid them in their endeavors again.
All right.
Watch.
Okay. Let's try to notice when the damage comes in, right? So far, not too much. Shadow Wave during the snowball. And then when the Poison Bloom pops here, boom.
There it is.
Holy.
That's the look of Boxy knowing how overpowered this is right now. They're going to use the Global Silence to try to take out BZM, and it's a freebie. Big kill again for Liquid.
It's like, it's one of those situations you watch it and you're like, is it bugged? Right?
Yeah.
But so far, there hasn't been anything found. You know, like, for example, we had the... How long was that? Like a month that Storm was rated really highly because of the overload shard. And then it turned out it was proccing twice. It's like you see something like that and you're like, okay, is this actually just proccing twice somehow? It's like that. Oh man. That was obscene.
Yeah. This is a very dirty hero right now.
Yeah. Well, it's also, you know, things are going to look crazier with damage amp always, of course.
Yeah,
like
the Slardar Dazzle combo.
Yeah. Tag team was probably a part of it. It's level 1 tag team. That was minuscule.
Dyrachyo, he's going to find the opening onto Boxy. Sunstrike going to be set up by the toss.
Nice and easy.
BZM will claim it.
And Insania also under fire, literally, but he'll get out.
Now Whitemon focusing on finishing shards, so he could be able to Sunray while the egg is placed.
Wait, did you mention that BZM sniped Roche?
Wait, did he?
It was a snatch.
Oh.
He actually killed him.
Oh, wow.
I did not notice.
So it's 135 gold. You don't get XP globally for that, do you?
I don't think the XP is global, no. I think you have to be in range.
So it's like a bounty rune? Almost.
I mean, the enemy team doesn't get it, right?
No,
so,
I know. Yeah.
So there's a decent swing. But yeah, you get the gold, but yeah, I don't think
that's pretty hype. That would have been hype to notice for you or me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are both old and decrepit.
Yeah, that's why we were chosen for the grand final.
That's right. This is an inclusive tournament. All ages welcome.
There it is.
Very nice.
Nobody. Oh, they did tip. I was like, where are the tips? Okay, we just missed. We're just not paying attention.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Quadruple Blink Dagger for 33 will be coming out. Is that like a passive-aggressive thing, you think, with these quick buys for these players sometimes? Or like a rage
toward who?
I don't know.
Like putting 4 blinks in your quick buy and you're like, I'm
Smoke?
gonna get a blink dagger because you can't. Like,
Oh, he's been dying, so he needs it.
I think they're just keeping their APM up. It's like when you start your build order in Warcraft 3 and you just keep tapping buttons that do nothing.
Yeah.
Just to
warmed
farm
up.
that APM. Yeah.
Sure.
It's just spamming his dagger. It's like, I need dagger.
Smoke, if they traverse to the other side as they are doing, they're going to run into Soxa, who blinks. Going to be found. The Avalanche finds a target, but Knuckle projection. Soxa's dead. And they're going to get the crush off onto 2. The Global Silence
Nice
comes
Manta
out.
dodge. That was important for Duracho. If he doesn't Manta dodge the self-stun there, he's in big trouble.
Tornado's not going to hit, but yeah, Global Silence ends up kind of being wasted here for Liquid. And now this is going to turn into a counter smoke for Tundra.
Now, Saberlight picks up a Holy Locket,
Misha.
which I assume does that damage amp you too? Suppose so, right?
Who's that?
The Holy Locket on Dazzle 3. That should amp the damage outgoing as well, because the way the Ags work is they take damage and heal equal to 150% of the normal healing and damage values. Does that also apply? It should apply offensively, right?
I would think so, but
yeah.
Can't say for sure. I don't see why not.
Oh, nice reaction.
Another great
Quick blink.
blink for Saberlight, as there is Cataclysm. So
He might just want to turn this.
VZM.
He has Aegis, remember. He might just want to fight here and burn it.
Yeah, true.
Soxa, if he goes to show on the wave, this projection's coming.
Projection coming for you. Run away from the projection. Whitemon will dive away from the projection.
He's actually close to dying if not for that solar.
Oh, Nisha finds a connection on himself, because BZM is the one that found the connection. Duracho will clean it up. That is a very big kill for Tundra, and they need more of it. 30 seconds on the Aegis for Saberlight. Let's see if Tundra can build this into some momentum on their side. 2K lead for them, but they have the Alchemist, so they are certainly behind.
Yeah, and we haven't talked too much about Sven, but he's just quietly been reaching the mark that Mickey is looking for in most of their games, which is level 18 with Blink BKB, Mask of Madness, and Echo. Completely standard build for him. It's all online. He even has a little horsey to connect further with if necessary.
Yeah, always good to have that horsey.
But good job from Tundra. They outlast the Aegis. They did not lose a bad fight during that, and they also got the Slaughter pick mid, so this was honestly quite well played under pressure. Liquid would have loved to find a meaningful advantage out of that. Didn't really get too much, though. God, I love the Darkseer laugh so much.
Well, he won't be laughing if he goes 0-3 on this Heroes. A lot on the line here for Darkseer enjoyers. Lyrical looking out for you, buddy.
That's good. It's good for Lyrical if it loses, right? Doesn't want those nerfs.
True. What is the win rate for this hero overall, actually?
It's been pretty good this tournament, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, in this finals, it is losing some of its win rate, but I think it's still above 50. Very close, according to Gaimin.
Is Gaimin correct? Or is he spending too much time on that yacht of his? It's a full dive.
Last word. Can't stop the dive early.
And that's going to likely lead to his death, but a big Cataclysm comes out, and then Sania gets insta-gibbed, and now the Sunray on Tanisha as the egg has been popped. Very expensive these days. Got to hold on to that.
Great counterplay.
And there's a nostril projection, going to hex Whitemon. That's a punch up into the air. So 1 for 1 for supports. Yeah, we have barely seen Mickey this game. Keep forgetting there's a Sven. Soxa, the Avalanche into the concoction. Toss back up. There's the snowball save, though. The wall was placed as well as the meatball, but it's going to set up the deafening blast. Down goes Saberlight. Next is Boxy. Tundra, some much-needed momentum. How much more can they get?
There's no Roche to be claimed, but maybe top tier 2. The wave is so far away. No, never mind. There is a couple of creeps, but BZM will do some damage here at the very least, but Instaglyph are not interested in losing this piece of real estate on the side of Liquid. But yeah, as you said, Tundra, they're finding some moments of opportunity here. Just kind of outplaying Liquid around the map, being the ones to get the initiative. Looked promising on the Whitemon kill, but that turnaround, Cataclysm plus Avalanche, really ended that fight in its tracks very quickly.
If he had found a different target for Snowball, like something on a little bit outside of that AoE, it would have been a pretty sick save, but just delayed it.
Yeah.
But you can see if the opportunity arises, that Snowball has some crazy potential this game. To the point where Yeah, Boxy already has the blink, so making that hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, later down the line, you would think that these multiple saves could play a big role, having Snowball, having Shallow Grave, and the Global Silence also kind of as a pseudo-save. But in spite of that, Tundra still managed to get the right couple of angles there now. Liquid want to try to be the ones to go first this time. Harpoon completed for Mickey should make it a lot easier.
Sucks up.
Nice reaction.
Man, how many have we seen this?
That was
I think it was probably he was going to blink anyway, and it just ended up timing it well.
that seemed inhumanly fast.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
that might have been a coincidence. Almost.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's still going to lead to a Tormentor for Liquid. Mickey.
Oh, undispellable now.
Yeah, Sven Shard, a rarity.
That's very good this game. It passively grants 6 armor, and now Warcry undispellable, so can't remove it with Tornado. And a potential eventual nullifier in case that was on the cards for Dyrachyo. Don't really think so this game, but if nothing else, the 6 armor is nice.
Indeed.
Against that team. Alk, massively physical, of course.
So that means Saberlight already has his shard, so disables won't be too effective with the Nothel projection. Here's the inhuman.
I mean, that,
No, there's no way.
You can't tell me that.
Scripter!
That was faster than a script.
Yeah, true.
He was already blinking when they blinked on him.
Sox is just too good, man. 6K lead for Tundra. Mickey now has a Crystallis. He's actually going to go for the Daedalus instead of the Brooch that we've been seeing. Why the change of heart, Cinderin?
I'm just wondering, what if all the pros are wrong?
Yeah,
And
part of me has felt this way the whole time.
And they've overrated Brooch because 1 or 2 people bought it and had good games, and they're like, man, this is insane.
Yeah.
And then they've all bought it, and nobody's really stopped to question it. We've seen some Daedaluses too, so it's not... It's just been overwhelmingly Brooch favored.
It's been like
even
an
in
80-20
games.
probably.
Yeah, and it's even been in games where you're against heroes that don't have a lot of armor.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, Daedalus surely is better if the enemy team has low armor heroes, right? But on Sven, this has to be it, right? The Daedalus is just too good this game.
Agreed.
Sunstrike scouting.
Yeah,
Mickey
no
will
Roach steal this time.
cop it to the noggin
We'll exit.
and back out.
And now we have a full team smoke from Tundra. They want to look for a fight here. 33 is pretty large. As the Shiva's guard. Another Sunstrike for Vision. Counter smoke now from Liquid. They're just rotating like a clock, both sides.
Yep.
All synchronized.
Here comes Insania's flying camera.
Still waiting for this big cataclysm. And actually, they're splitting the upright. Whitemon first to pop. Mickey as well. Gonna use... Okay, that's the initiation from Nisha. Ice Shards.
Yule.
Not that effective. There's the Global Silence. A huge harpoon from Mickey, focusing on the Tony. Sox is dead. There's the egg with the Sunray, but there's the vacuum to follow into the Cataclysm. They run away. Can they get the egg? They do. They sidestep most of the damage, but Mickey is really low. He's 1v1ing versus Dyrachyo, but Dyrachyo wins the battle. Insania trying to finish the job.
No way
Snowball.
he lives here. No way.
Nisha trying to continue to chase as the buyback comes from Soxa. Shiva's going to pop, is going to activate Roshan. Very important detail to add here. Boxy, cold snap on him. Dyrachyo is going to stun himself as per norm. Boxy with a TP. Vacuum will cancel it. Snowball's going to delay the inevitable. So they get Mickey as Tundra continuing to chase, actually, as Dyrachyo will force Insania to force Steph onto the high ground.
Wow, that was so marginal. And it makes the world of difference that Dyrachyo comes out ahead against the Sven there.
That was close. I think he was
super close.
He was not in Chemical Rage, was he?
I don't think so. I think it was expiring.
That was like a pitiful alchemist towards the end.
Damn. Tundra come out victorious again. Roche is switching sides. He's crossing. Goes for a little walk. All the way down to bot. And might just have the same fight again in a minute now.
Quite possibly.
Tundra won't be able to kill him in time before the heroes respawn. Global Silence 30 seconds. Everything else online for Liquid. They are immediately TPing bot to push this out. But maybe Oh, Mickey is worried about getting... Oh, never mind. He's not worried at all. Is there a smoke?
Radiant are scanning.
There is no smoke. And probably Liquid will be very hesitant. But they will scan and get some info here.
Abyssal Blade for Dyrachyo in this 1v1 battle.
He's going to start off against Roche now.
And there's the Chemical Rage, so they're going to definitely... Roar. Yeah. With the Alacrity now, Ice Shards. They know this is happening, of course. Liquid with the Global Silence at the ready.
This could get
33.
awkward because Chemical Rage is running out.
It is. 33 once again, a huge vacuum wall onto 4 heroes with the Avalanche. Where's the Cataclysm? The Global Silence goes off, so you can't do anything as Dyrachyo just hitting everybody in his wake. Might have to run away, though. There's the Cataclysm a little bit late. Saberlight gets clipped pretty hard. Boxy and Saberlight extremely low. The egg is placed, and that is a lot of damage. 3 dead for Liquid. 1 buyback now onto the Tusk. Is Mickey trying to fight this out, but he's going to get disarmed and destroyed. Triple kill for Whitemon. Tundra looking really good now, 18k lead, and down mid they go.
They cannot kill the Alk, and they keep trying to. They keep going on. Look at those damage numbers. The Dazzle 6,000, but nobody else really hitting for anything. The mid Slardar has looked very underwhelming despite having amazing physical damage heroes to play around with the Sven and the Dazzle.
And yeah, they survive, right? That's the TLDR here. Liquid don't kill them in their BKBs.
Oh, they're going for throws. This is an Alacrity Dyrachyo. No buyback for Mickey. 40 seconds on the deck. Triple meatball surprise. 33 in company. They're going to get the tier 4s now. And the Ancient going to be exposed. Another Alacrity comes out. That's the buyback onto the starter. Nisha, can he do anything about this? Dyrachyo now no longer has his ult, but they have so much space. Soxa with the Avalanche on the sideline. They're just going to focus down the Ancient now. It's a 5 versus 3. Can Liquid do anything about it? Corrosive Haze. Onto the Darkseer, Deafening Blast comes out, this should be it. Cataclysm there, destroying Boxy as we're going to a game 4. Sudden victory for Tundra.
I can't play the game on Slaughter, so now his whole supports would just run mid non-stop, suck him off. And we just gotta make sure that Nisha doesn't run us over, and everything will be fine.
Absolutely. Well, Tundra just got first blood, so we're off to a good start, my friends. Let's see where else we go in this one.
Thank you. Yes, we do see a first blood coming out for Tundra. BZM did not get the last hit, but still, very good start for Tundra again. We're going to see the Invoker for BZM again. He has less stuns than ever to set up for the Cataclysm.
He's got to have to play off of Concoction.
Yeah, or his own Tornado, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
He times it right. That one's really hard, but... Yeah, Sunspan Cinder here for game number 4 of the Grand Finals. And Cinder, what do you think of the lineups overall?
I was just going to say, would you believe it, Shannon? It's been a good 2 months. Alchemist is back to first pick. It's amazing. I'm so happy.
You sound sarcastic. You know I'm happy. I love this hero.
Good.
It's
You're starting to read it.
I love this hero. They just need to make the support version better, Cinderin.
Yeah, you love giving Ags.
It's cool.
Yep.
I mean, I don't do it because I want to play the core, but I want to be gifted Ags for sure. Right now, you only get 75 GPM, which is nothing. You need to double that at least. Then
yeah, well, considering people are opting for 250 gold at the start of the game over a potential infinite amount, goes to show how unpopular gifting Ags surely is.
That is correct.
Getting that good laning stage is more important. Now, Whitemon.
Oh, boy.
We'll be taking out. This lane is extremely strong. Tide Muerta is a beast, and I think this will, in a way, potentially be a harder lane for Tundra than they had last time against the Dazzle Tusk, because this one just has so much burst potential. It's a lot harder for the Phoenix to find impact here. You're not going to just Fire Spirit the 2 heroes and stop the onslaught, because a lot of their damage is just strictly from spells. Dyrachyo needs to be careful here, floating around on half health. They won't go for him, though. But first blood went to 33, so he's going to have a good
start. Dyrachyo has to be careful here. That's always the case, Cinderin.
Okay.
He's always too aggressive, but that's why we love watching and casting my boy Dyrachyo. But yeah, we'll be playing Alchemist for the 2nd time in a row. They had a lot of time to counter it, because it was first picked. Do you think they did enough? I mean, back in the day, you'd see like the AA come out, right, as a hard counter to this hero. Not seeing anything like that.
Liquid don't have any direct counter. to ALK this game. I think they're going to try to beat it more so with pace rather than hero-to-hero matchups. Soxa.
Yep, he's dead. Sunstrike on Insania. Not going to be enough. Crypt Storm also not enough. It was close. Yeah, it was really close.
I'm pretty sure that missed. That was not 200 pure, so... Didn't get it.
Let's talk about the 33 death profit. The record overall has been horrific this tournament. Not that many games, of course, small sample size.
It's 1-6, but 33 is 1-1. So he's the only player to win with this hero this tournament.
Yeah. As Whitemon will take a tumble in the top lane as well. Concoction, though. I don't think they have a Sunstrike to work with quite yet. Saberlight has the facet that gives you the stacks of Kraken Shell, which means his laning stage is going to be a little bit stronger, of course, because he doesn't start out as a little baby. Little tiny baby. Dead shot onto Dyrachyo. Into the Gush. Should mention, Boxy is undefeated on Muerta.
Yeah, 6-0.
Very strong display at this tournament. And Jakiro helping out Mickey take off those bugs. Hero with no armor really doesn't like to have negative amounts.
It's funny how important this change to Jakiro has ended up being.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, most people are kind of glancing over it and like, oh, that's kind of funny and cool that it does attack with both heads or whatever. Yeah, that'll probably have some uses here and there. It's really valuable in a lot of situations, it turns out.
That's why we love to see MKB and crit and everything on this hero.
Yeah,
so there are more chances
plenty of that. We've got so much of that.
In pubs. Low-level pubs.
Yeah, we love those.
But this, that's the other thing, though, is it feels like Jakiro is in literally every game. It's not really getting banned. It looks good. I wouldn't say it's like game-winning every time, but it has so many uses, and
it might be
interesting that we keep seeing it get through the draft.
It might be the second best support of the tournament after Muerta, right?
Yeah, Muerta has been a little bit more impactful. I mean, the calling is busted. I'm just gonna say that spell is just insane.
Yeah, it's crazy good.
Speaking of which, Boxy gonna be using the tree line.
He's going to let him stack. He could have interrupted this if he wanted to. Nope, he's going to make it in time. Okay. He went over to block small and this one simultaneously.
Yeah, now Whitemon's going to say, wait, is it blocked by wards?
Yeah, no. True.
In game. Nisha, the final person to discuss, because we're not going to talk about Mickey apparently. Nisha on his Ember Spirit. You talked about how this you think is his best hero along with Puck. They're even.
Yeah.
They're 1A, 1B is Dyrachyo. He has the concoction trying to run away. They're calling it
self-perfect.
Stuns. Oh boy. Beautiful silence from Boxy. And a dive from Whitemon, not even going to pick up Boxy in turn, but the Sunstrike not going to be there either. That's 2 kills in this lane for Liquid.
Yeah. Just flat out outplay it, but Dyrachyo, he also has to be careful with this. Like, you got to throw that concoction before 0.5 or whatever, so that the calling doesn't counter you. You can throw it at half duration and still find impact. Just did not respect the counterplay coming out from Boxy, and that's going to cost them dearly. Both of them dying with the Sunstrike missing too. The good news is, at the very least, BZM is able to find a ton of denies mid, so Nisha will find a relatively late level 6 here momentarily.
23 and 16. We can see the Spirit Siphon. Not enough for 33 as Insania and Mickey collapse onto him.
Yeah, Soxa was looking to make a play mid right before Nisha hits 6. He's going to try now. Nisha's playing this extremely carefully. He knows that Weaver's coming, and now he's 6, so now he doesn't care anymore. He's going to walk up and start farming. What do you think they're going to do about Invoker to make the other...
buff them.
The other facets better.
Buff the other 2.
Yeah, but what exactly? Do you have any idea? Like, because the big problem is if you don't get Exort, you're not going to have enough damage to lane, right? So, like, how do you...
Yeah, the laning stage for pro games is going to be the utmost priority for sure.
I'm just wondering what you do about it, because if you give him better stat gains, then you need to nerf how much damage you get from Exort, I guess. But on Exort level 1, you currently get 1 damage. So... You can't make it lower than that. I guess you could make it 0 on level 1.
You're going to see the calling here into the dead shot. Another kill goes the way of Liquid. That's 3 stacks of Kraken Shell for Saberlight, and the Tier 1 tower will be conceded as well. I think the design is fine, that the Exort Invoker is just better at laning in terms of last hitting creeps. You just make the upgrades on the other ones just way better. Like, way, way better. So
then it just becomes an insane support, right?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
I mean, you have to get Ag still, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if the shard is good, then that you can afford that as a support. But I guess you're a bad support because you have no damage. So I don't know. I think it's just in a little bit of an awkward spot right now as a hero design. But we'll see. Give them enough time. Somebody's gonna cook.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's still very early on. As the
Wisdom trade, 1 for 1.
yeah, will be a trade. As Nisha.
Yeah, it's already taken. That was a very late Wisdom, by the way. He took it minute 8 on Boxy.
That's true. That's why we didn't see a second
late.
one. That would explain it. Mickey just forced the TP out. Wow. Okay. Under the cover of the tier 2 now.
This is a EXO with, I don't know how many heroes are in that one. A lot.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on that tier 1 bottom. And Jakiro, one of those spirits. They look so hilarious, actually. The fact that it sounded stupid and it looked stupid, but it's awesome, you know? Two stupids making awesome. That's why we're such a good combo. That's 33. We'll secure the tower. Given up completely. A lot of pressure in the mid lane, though.
Yeah.
BZ has been playing very safe these last 2 games. Been impressed.
33 is going to show up, but no EXO.
Yeah, but Spirit Siphon is a pretty high level. That is a spell that was on purpose.
Yeah.
We won't count that towards him, against him. Yeah, Boxy now level 6. Actually, quite a high level for support right now at 9.5 minutes.
He's 2-0-3. The top lane just went really well. And it's very important because now Weaver and Phoenix both only level 4, despite getting a Wisdom. Is pretty bad look.
On to 33. The Silence not going to connect, though. 33 is going to be able to Spirit Siphon a good amount back. Sleight of Fist doing some decent damage with that double impact facet for Nisha.
Time to prepare the runes. Moon talked about it. They're going to be playing a lot around runes, and they definitely have. He wasn't wrong about that. But the Forge Spirit still could be annoying. Nisha has to actually Remnant in advance in case it was there, but it is bottom.
Yeah, it's a shield rune, so he'll still end up netting it.
TP out. Just TP forehead.
Not quite the Nightfall.
Nope, no BKB in that one.
Needs
and
4K
also
gold
didn't
for
TP
that.
base. He TP'd to the tier 2. He's just going to farm. He knows there's nothing canceling him except Invoker or an Alchemist stun. So if those heroes are showing, speaking of BZM.
Forcing him back with the dead shot, but he's going to get Searing Chains. BZM completely surrounded, gets a Tornado off, but the Sleight of Fist will do its deed. Saberlight was coming from the north anyway. Have yet to see the Ravage, I believe.
This is perfect timing, though, for this play. They have the Siege Creep mid, and they're going to start a nice play from BZM pulling off the wave, but his Force Spirit is about to die, and also Saksa not looking too hot here.
Yeah, 9-1 start for Liquid. Doraccio. Ooh, they're coming for, oh boy. Oh boy. Just farming away. He's gonna get Gush now. Dead shot.
Oh,
dead.
if they steal this, no.
Oh my
no,
goodness.
this is real bad for Tundra.
And they were already low.
Uh-oh.
This is spiraling out
Tide
of control.
is mega
Nisha.
bad.
Nisha. Trying to get away. Crypt Swarm. Okay. They do get the kill. Whitemon will take it. And the rest of Liquid just exiting after getting away with murder in the triangle.
It's such an insane net worth swing because that was a quad Ancient stack, I think. And I think Doraccio got almost 0 of them. So that's just the raw creep value. We're going to see the replay. How many camps is this?
And
2 golems.
4 at least, maybe 5.
It's 4 camps, right? I think.
Oh boy.
I think it was double golem and whatever, prowlers. It was 3 or 4 stack, and he lost all of it, died, and Tide stole it. So that was like at least a 1,500 net worth swing that play alone. And Saberlight,
yeah.
as a result now, stupid farmed. He's going to have FaZe, Vlad's, Soul Ring at 12 minutes. Top net worth by 1,000 over Alk. Yeah.
That is really bad for Tundra. Scoreline not looking good. Net worth advantage against an Alchemist at 12.5 minutes.
The good news is that Nisha isn't popping off. on the Ember.
Not yet.
But he'll get a tower that'll help him. Working on the Mage
lowest
Slayer
of
standard
course.
stuff. Amazing against DP and Invoker alike.
I feel like a lot of this is going to come down to 33.
Oh,
With this Exo is already a ridiculous Dota win probability.
that's actually crazy. Well, Tundra, they got to weather the storm here. Need to get your Alk as Radiance and try to play the way that you have in all of your other Alk games. It's worked so many times, why not this one?
Oh no, BZM. Wrong place, wrong time. How dare you try to enter your own triangle at 13 minutes? Because Liquid are just waiting.
And they're going for the next target. 33 is actually walking down the lane.
Yeah. Oh boy, they have the tools to catch up. Searing Chains, Avalanche, even a Macropyre, another dead core. This is a complete disaster for Tundra. And they lose their tier 1 as well.
And they might lose both Wisdoms too. And Whitemon is in trouble. Is he going to Ravage this? No. that does not work like that, Saberlight.
If only.
Yeah, both Wisdoms gone. Insania will control this one together with Mickey, and on the west of the map, Boxy.
Spiraling.
This is getting very, very snowbally. All tier 1s down. Got both Wisdoms. Your Tide is extremely farmed. And we've talked about this. There's been plenty of Liquid's wins where Saberlight doesn't necessarily get off to the best start, but still has big impact.
Yeah.
This time he has an awesome start. What's the impact going to be like? The Night Stalker game that he had earlier in this series when he was off to a good start, he popped off. This is the makings of a repeat of that game on a different hero, but he loves to play aggressively, this guy. So when he has a lead, he's going to put it to use. He's not going to just be sitting around farming a lot.
Yeah, not a very idle player, I would say.
Yep. Dagger almost complete now, 15 minutes.
Yep, and that is probably when they're going to turn it up to another level in terms of aggression.
It's perfect against Alk. That's what you want. If you can get ahead early and just constrict the map, even if Alchemist is farming, let's say you cut his farm by like 20% by taking out a couple of camps that he would have wanted, limiting his space, it's very hard to recover on that hero from a bad start, so... Nisha's just gonna keep chase. No, okay, he stopped.
Now, Radiance finally comes online for Dyrachyo, 15 minutes in.
That's very slow on Alk.
And he'll, well, it's not even on him right now, still needs to be delivered.
It's very slow off Alk.
Yeah. Nisha with the damage amp, and the egg is placed.
He's
actually gonna get it. Yeah, all right. Fire Spirit's working to Whitemon's advantage there.
That wasn't even close.
You do force the egg, though.
Yep.
Not much
Straight
defend
into
inside
mid.
of
BZM
Liquid.
was not expecting this, though.
Was not. Gets the cold snap off. Attempted TP is fine.
Half a second on the next slight would have done the job.
But it's all defense from Tundra. They just can't fight right now. It looks like that will be a Shadow Blade for, not yet, of course, but for Mickey eventually. Has the
Yep.
Echo
Standard.
Saber right now.
Goes for this basically every game. Very... We have not seen very...
Oh, he also has 100%.
We haven't seen much deviation from Mickey in terms of itemization in this tournament. He has his heroes. He
Hey,
buys
don't
basically the
fix
same
what
items
ain't
every
broken,
game.
Cinderin.
That's right. I mean, if it's a build that works for you and if it feels good every game, you don't have to be crazy creative. It's been very... A lot of it just feels like sticking to the recipe. You just keep cooking the same delicious cookies over and over.
Yep, until you're morbidly obese and then get diabetes. Then you gotta tone it down.
Yeah.
Keep
That's
that up.
called a patch.
That's right. Ice Frog the Doctor. Or the open heart surgeon, depending on your perspective. They do dust, they get the Searing Chains. Nisha gonna get some help from Boxy. Another kill goes the way of Liquid. 13-2. As, well, Insania is forcing a couple heroes out into weird positions, and he's got some... He's gonna get Sunstricken. No, just
miss.
out
Now
of
they are in
range.
trouble.
And the Ravage coming in from Saberlight. Whitemon is dead. Can 33 at least get Insania? He does, but it's gonna cost him his own life. A 3-for-1 just getting worse and worse for Tundra. Dyrachyo, another self-stun for the road.
Does Nisha see him? He does, but he can't go for it.
Now, what can Tundra do? Like, even if they get this Aghanim Scepter, which he's not even going for it yet, by the way, it's going to be the boot to travel.
It's slow.
We talked about the setup just not being there. It feels like a lot of the setup will come from the eventual items coming out from Tundra.
I mean, you kind of have to try to play like they are right now and try to bleed as little as possible. I don't favor them in any type of fight, skirmish, team fight, whatever. It's just really hard. So they have to keep splitting, get Alk his BKB, get him his Blink, and then Invoker, like you said, the Ags. I think Alk, Blink, BKB, and Invoker Ags is a timing, but it's going to be tough to get there with as little map controls you have. It feels like you look at how aggressive the warding is from Liquid, and you have a couple of wards on the Radiant side for Tundra that Soxa has placed. But for those to be relevant, you have to force them back there first. Otherwise, they're just showing that, yeah, you know, Liquid still are on our side of the map.
Yeah. And the fact that they have so much map control, I mean, Liquid don't even need to go for Tormentor because it's kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
The fact that we're 19 minutes in and nobody's gone towards that area just speaks volumes of how this game has played out so far.
Yeah, it's pretty telling that they don't retreat. They might feel like going for Tormentor is a net loss because they give some control back.
On the other side, though, I was going to say, why not Tundra try to sneak it? And that's the EXO. Oh my god, can they even do it? Can they do this?
Yes.
All right. They successfully get it. 33 with the shard. It's a good shard. That's an extra charge on Spirit Siphon, and it fears, I believe, unless they changed it.
Yep, that's correct.
That is a very high-value shard. The fact that he got it, a little concerning. Oh, I guess the shard is probably online for the Phoenix already, so
yeah,
that is good news.
Unfortunately, 33 is the first color, so we have
yeah, you've
debunked the myth.
Debunked it. Egg is killed. Whitemon out of here. Mickey and company can focus on the towers now, although they're going to TP, try to catch out 33.
They'll make it out. Close, though. It does escape, and this might open up some opportunity up here. Boxy gonna get burned.
BZM trying to get a kill here onto Boxy. He will, but he will die for it. Dyrachyo, in the meantime, trying to burn up Insane. He's going to pop the Essence Ring with the dual breath to slow him down. Eventually, he will burn away from this Radiant, surely.
He has Glimmer. He's not going to die.
Mickey is here, though. Concoction is going to connect, but Mickey, the toss back, saves his position 5. Three kills away from the dream, ladies and gentlemen. We will forever remember this moment if Liquid can do it. I would say it's a very rare occurrence, but it's happened at least 3 times in this tournament.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff.
So we'll pretend together that it's very rare indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that game we saw a pseudo comeback. I say pseudo, it looked like a comeback was going to occur, but then they slammed the door shut, of course, as they do from time to time.
Oh, this is a big find.
Silence. Saberlight is here as well.
BKB just arrived on the courier as they went on him.
Yeah, Dead in the Water now available for Tidehunter. He's shown that.
But it's an insta-defensive one.
Knowing that the BKB is down for their position 1, will try to push the envelope. Soxa, oh, he time-lapses back.
Yeah, he kind of had to.
And he is dead.
He was going to die to a slight after the dust if he didn't do it, and then he's just dead regardless. But yeah, that's an instant first BKB use defensively for Dyrachyo. If you're getting any PA game flashbacks, that's kind of what happened for the first 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately for him, he did have it there. It arrived as they went on him. Otherwise, it would have just died, which would have been way worse.
Clutch courier.
But it's still, it's a thin silver lining that you didn't die there. Because using this BKB for nothing and then getting your tower pushed in, losing your Weaver, is definitely not great either.
Yeah, we've barely seen Mickey this game. Showed up to a couple of little skirmishes here and there. Top net worth in the game.
Showing up now.
Indeed, Dyrachyo. Avalanche, Gush to follow. There's the Ravage as well, but the Egg with Sunray is going to do considerable damage. They're going to lose Soxa to start things out. Sunray actually connects, or the Sunstrike, I should say, connects onto the Tiny, trying to run away. The Concoction is there, though, to take out the top net worth hero. And now Saberlight on the run. He's got some help with Nisha. He's going to go in to try to snipe out Dyrachyo. Does have to be careful. He's going to get silenced. I don't think there's going to be follow-up damage, though, from Tundra. Going to try to chase with this radius. It's 33 in a 1 versus 3. Spirit Siphon is not going to save him here. Nisha jumps back in, uses the rest of his mana. So a 2-for-1 advantage still Tundra, though. You get the Mickey.
Yeah, that was definitely not the cleanest way to initiate that fight. Felt very forced, but they wanted to punish the lack of BKB charge on Dyrachyo. But still, in spite of that failed initiation and the counterplay from Tundra, you kind of come out with a draw. All things considered, with how that dive started out, I think you should be pretty happy with that result. That was a bit of an underwhelming go.
Yeah, they're going to try again. Saberlight, very tanky boy. Concoction going to be full self-stuns, as well as the Jakiro stun, which sets up the Sunstrike. Beautiful play from Dyrachyo. He gets anchored to the ground, destroys it. Sunray ripping through Saberlight. Whitemon with a double kill.
Saberlight was 7-0, by the way. That's a big kill.
Tornado finds Mickey. He's going to have to pop the BK, but they're going to get the buyback now onto Insania. Can he get here in time? And you can see Nisha from the other side will try to backstab. It will destroy Whitemon in the process. Nisha with a remnant onto BZM. Another sleight of fist. Can't finish the job, though. He's going to get stunned, and Dyrachyo, right in the face of danger, has the BKB again in retreat, though. Going to get hit in the back of the head as Mickey will claim him. Lots of back and forth in these fights.
Definitely not the cleanest here, but if nothing else for Tundra, they do stay afloat despite being behind. These fights are once again kind of a draw. When you're behind and you're struggling, you should probably be kind of, you know, it's like somewhat happy with this. You know, the graph isn't going up really. The win expectancy stays at around the 80. The negative way of thinking about it is you're not progressing. You're not.
Well, you're buying time.
You're
for
buying
BZM
time, and the question is that going to be a big game changer? He'll be able to set up his own combo, of course, with the Atos. How many Force Staffs is he playing against? I believe 1. Just the Muerta. So depending on the situation, maybe he can find some nice combinations.
That'll be a BKB for Nisha. 33. His BKB is about 700 away or so. That is not even close on the math. Don't do that math.
You said 700, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
I think maybe now it's correct.
Yep.
Yep.
You had good foresight.
And something they always have to worry about from Tundra's side is the fact that Tiny can just destroy your buildings in very quick succession.
Yep.
One bad fight in the face, and it could just be over.
And of course, it's got to be on everyone's mind right now, the Roshan. Tormentor is quite far out, like we talked about. It was claimed very late this game by Tundra. I think they took it at like 1830 or something. So if Liquid were to find a good move and just head into the pit, then they would be able to get, but their lineup just isn't very good at Roshan. So it might just be too slow.
We got a mass TP in here. Nice tornado. As BZM will be able to dodge this gank attempt. He has the Aghanim now, so Cataclysm online. We'll see how effective it is without the most stuns in the world. The resources for that at the moment. At the very least, it requires them to reposition. I don't know. We're gonna see the Atos. This is a shield rune Nisha with BKB. Yeah, pretty fast on the trigger there. And they will be able to get Saksa, question mark.
Wow, he lived.
Somehow lived through that. Didn't have time lapse. We'll get back to base as Nisha at half HP. Could be a good time for Tundra to fight here once
33
gets back in the tree line.
Damn. He is fully surrounded.
Got balls of steel. He's gonna pop the Exo, and with that, Liquid just try to run away. That's a big wasted spell.
Yeah, that feels real bad. You just lost your tower and used your biggest ult for absolutely nothing unless you can force something on. They will try with the smoke play, but I feel like this is going to be incredibly obvious for the side of Liquid to just avoid.
Yeah.
And just walk over to a safe position on the map, chill there for 20, 30 seconds, and then go make your own smoke play. And it just looks like Tundra are kind of half calling the play off. They know it's never going to work. And now Liquid.
They just wait it out, and they will smoke soon enough.
Tiny with the Shadow Blade plus gem. If
he finds anything.
Oh, they could maybe.
Yeah, they checked Roche. That could have been a thing.
Oh,
Nisha, no.
Nisha, what?
It worked.
What?
The gank
That is a huge kill. And Saberlight gonna try to focus everything onto Soxa. The egg already placed with the Sunray. There's the Cataclysm. Boxy gets insta-give. Now Saberlight on the run, along with the rest of Liquid. Only 3 alive for them in a 5 versus 3. Macropire coming out to try to save them here, but there, Mickey is actually going to be able to clean up Dyrachyo despite being down in numbers. Mickey with the Nightfall, he is out. They've lost their position 1 now for Tundra, despite having a number advantage. How much more can they get out of this? I cannot believe they found Nisha.
I feel like that was a game of chicken, you know? Liquid are like, okay, Tundra aren't going to try. They know we're ready for it. So we can just go and take this wave. And then they actually did go for it. It's kind of, you know, it's just funny to see. Or maybe a little bit of lapse of focus there from Nisha, but he gets caught. They get these couple of kills, but Dyrachyo does end up being the casualty in the end as Mickey is hitting extremely hard already. And he almost had a flat-out perfect TP out as well. I think there was less than half a second left on his BKB when he got out of there. So would have been stunned up.
Into the pit Liquid goes, knowing that, well, how long do they have on Exo now? Should be that long. 17 seconds. As Nisha's going to show up as well, Soxa.
Yeah, he wants to scout it with the Swarm.
Get some little extra XP as well, of course. Very
this fight is still, it's definitely still hard for Tundra to take. Looks like they're not interested. At least Dyrachyo's pretty far away. Maybe they want to poke?
Now they could go for a Kata play. Tornado is primed. BZM doesn't really have that much mana right now. EMP to start. That won't give him any mana.
Oh, this is awkward. Roche is so low, but the Swarm is being annoying.
Yeah, and the Sunray, they're going to actually go for this. 33 with the Exorcism. Ravage comes out from Saberlight onto 2. Sox is dead. Just like that. Has the buyback and time lapse in as well. Cataclysm trying to save 33. He's getting really low, but he gets slapped down. Jakiro dies, though, so it's a 1 for 2 to start. Mickey with the BKB trying to get high ground. Dyrachyo, he just goes in and finishes Rose. Gets the Aegis. It's only him and the Phoenix alive. He doesn't have BKB, so this might be a double death for Dyrachyo. Gets the concoction off. At the very least, they take away Roche from Liquid.
How did nobody see him sneak in?
He just wanders in there.
I mean, it's not a great result, obviously. He's going to end up dying for this twice, but otherwise Liquid get that Roche and they get the kills, except Dyrachyo. So trading yourself away for an Aegis effectively, probably not that bad.
Why is it always Dyrachyo in place? It's always something really random.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like you said, the fight went Liquid's way for the most part, but...
There's a 3-second BKB cooldown right now on Mickey, so he's kiting off to the side, but he's just hitting too hard. Like, this Death Prophet is not tanky enough. 10 armor. Really missing an armor item or defensive item of some sort.
That's so weird, man.
I can't say with confidence that this is the way 33 should have built his hero this game either. The Sanj, Kaya, and BKB, I think maybe at least some value armor item would have gone a long way against these heroes.
Shivas would have been terrific.
Yeah, I don't know, how good is the Kaya Sanj in general here? I mean, the health regen is obviously great, don't get me wrong. It is a good item on Death Prophet. And if you are going a Sanj item, you kind of have to complete it.
Yeah, and I will say, I don't know if you can consider this greedy. You can correct me if I'm wrong. 3rd item, Boots of Travel. That's the one he finished recently. Do you think that's too much?
I think that's okay, but maybe, yeah, maybe it should have been the Shiva before Kaya Sanj, so opposite order. But now he's going to go for Ghost Scepter because he needs a cheap value item to try to stay alive against the Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's a really hard hero to itemize when you're not winning. Because Death Prophet has always been this equilibrium hero. Like, you're trying to take damage, but not too much. So, once you get pushed over the edge, it's also why Death Prophet's generally worst matchups are the ones that deal a ton of burst damage. Anything that has consistent damage or anything that outranges you is good.
Sucks that.
Oh,
dead.
Oh, that's fine.
That was quick. Yeah, I think historically, I'm trying to think of any other heroes. Maybe one of the best Yules carriers ever is Death Prophet, but this game, against Muerta, against the setup with the Ice Path with Jakiro, it's just not going to be realistic, because Insania will get his shard.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I can't remember. Did you like the Death Prophet pick this game? Did you give an opinion on that coming into this?
I didn't give an opinion. I don't know. I think it's okay,
EM,
but...
Tornado, EMP. Insania's here, though, and BZM's just dead. Did they have vision? Because he initiated on them. He walked into them.
They actually don't have the gem right now on Mickey.
Yeah,
so
he maybe assumed they could see him, but I don't think they could.
that's quite possible.
Dire's bottom tower.
1 minute without him now.
Yeah, that's
See
true.
what they can do.
Well, you got the tiny.
Yeah.
I would say a lot. Tier 2 will be theirs. And that is the final Tier 2 that Tundra will have in this game.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Unless they had Tower Shaman that could summon them, of course.
Yeah,
Maybe
great
another
idea.
patch.
Dire's bottom
And on to the Tier 3s, Mickey will attempt. Already at half HP, Fortification popped.
Radiant structures.
Still got 30 seconds
Offensive
to work with.
glyph. They really mean it. They want to keep going. They buy themselves a couple of extra seconds without the backdoor protection with this offensive glyph.
Without
The next
Invoker,
wave's
you,
coming in.
you have to give this up. There's no way you can fight. So that's a lane for Liquid.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they can surmise that it's very likely there's no buyback for BZM. Although even if he did, maybe they give that up anyway. Now you got to worry about your second set. Fortification is up again. They're going to get the tower and back away.
Radiant's top tower.
Of course, in a game like this, especially at Grand Finals, play it safe, go for the next Roche. And that is when Tundra absolutely have to do something. They're going to try to do something now, though. 4-man smoke, 37 Kraken shots. Wow! Beautifully done from Saberlight.
The Rock
Okay,
Choke's going
he's
to
gonna
break.
pop the smoke.
Oh, I'm surprised Mickey didn't just flat out stun him and force the BKB there. I think he could've
33 is the one with Gem.
popped him. I think if you have a toss Alk and start swinging at him, he has to BKB. That would have already been a pretty big win there for Mickey with the vision he had. He had the high ground
That's
ward.
true.
I don't know what he was waiting for. Maybe he was hoping they would go further out of position, but considering you broke a smoke, you kind of have to assume that they will
Yeah.
retreat there. But maybe he just got caught by surprise, you know? Just wasn't expecting anyone to come near, and perhaps he was looking somewhere else. Either way, he now has a shield rune, so 6,000 HP.
Oh, that's fair.
They can tornado it off,
They can. They do have a dispel.
but
That's a very specific thing. If he can avoid it, then he's a tanky, chunky boy.
yeah, unlike without it, where he's very much not tanky.
That's true. He's squishy.
Yeah.
You can see how big he looks.
They're waiting for anyone to show smoked in the enemy base.
All right, he's just gonna
There we go.
whack away at the buildings. That's gonna force teams. Oh, Saberlight's right next to 33. They're gonna get the initiation. He's dead without buyback. He TPs into an insta-gib, and just like that, it's a 5 versus 4. Just like that, your second lane is dead, and Liquid, nothing stopping them. Oh, the buyback just came for 33.
Yeah.
All right.
He's going to have to use it.
Oh, 100%. They're going to try the Avatos onto Soxa. He's dead. He does not have buyback. They're really waiting this out for some reason, maybe trying to bait them into a precarious spot. But you only have so much time as Mickey, with that stick, really doing a lot of damage. They force out the buyback, and again, they will back away. Roche cannot be up for another couple minutes. If they knew for a fact that Weaver didn't have buyback, you think they would stay? It is just a support, but...
No, I think they probably feel rather confident that he doesn't have it, but there's no need to
Push
take
the
this
envelope.
risk when you...
Yeah.
Like, you think of it this way, you're very close to big items, so you got a lot of dead gold on your heroes. You're 18k up, but about 12,000 of that is sitting in player inventories right now. You go back for 1 minute, finish off all of these big items, and the next fight is just a ton easier. So why rush it to save a couple of minutes? Unless you have something really important. Maybe you have somewhere to be, and you got to leave the tournament.
Yep, true. Been there. Done that.
Yep. There's the Swift Blink, so that's a nice upgrade for Mickey here.
And he is close to 25 as well.
He's so farmed. He's 8,000 ahead of Alk. That's bizarre numbers to look at.
Yeah, Alk
really.
is just a regular hero this game.
Yeah, he actually is.
Never a good sign. Of course, if you went the other facet Cinderin and bought Ags for everybody, you would have lost the game already, probably. So,
I will say though, if this does end with a Liquid win, they have beaten all of Tundra's best strategies, right, to get the championship. So that would just be very fitting. They beat the Invoker, the Alk, they conquered them. I would I want to say, in the draft by forcing 33 onto a Death Prophet in this particular game.
They conquered him by banning the hero he played in game 1, 2, and 3.
Well, they
Skillful.
banned five 33 heroes this game.
I know.
But you're right. Darkseer was the first of them. But they have definitely leveled up throughout this tournament and started at a high one as well. Keep in mind, this wasn't like, oh, Liquid were almost out. They have just looked stable the whole way through. Now Scotty for Nisha, looking to finish it off. We're talking about it. Give it 2 more minutes. Get your next big items. Scotty, Swift Blink. Anything else being picked up? Saberlight is close to Ags. They have so much luxury right now.
Yeah, they can just wait around. About to hit these power spikes, like you said. There's a damage rune now on
Roche is
top.
spawning early.
Roche will be spawning. Insania is the ward for them.
Yep.
Better than picking a TA. You can just put your Jakiro in the pit, Cinderin.
Yep.
Very efficient.
Great.
Smoke from Tundra absolutely has to go well.
Hail Mary. They know they can't give up Roche, so they're going to try their best here to set up something. But, okay, let's imagine the ideal fight. What do you even do? Who's your target? You can't go on Tide first. Ember is borderline unkillable in the burst as well. So maybe Muerta, if you can.
Muerta or
nice way to
Jakiro,
start.
you just take out the easier targets
Yeah,
maybe first.
I think Muerta is the dream target if they could find boxing.
Roche attempt is here. Dyrachyo,
Dyrachyo.
he's got it primed and ready. Is this going to be a self-stun? No, he gets the concoction off, hits Nisha.
He has popped Chemical Rage, though.
And this is going to get harder. Saberlight has his Aghanim Scepter, so Gush for these little choke points is going to be pretty huge. Boxy actually jumps in really deep, gets off his hold already. 33 with the Exorcism. Soxa gets insta-give, though. Searing Chains onto Dyrachyo. He will Manta style. He's going to stun himself, but do they have the surround tactics onto Nisha? BZM with the triple meteor is going to be completely avoided. There's the egg with the Sun Ray. 33 stuck in the ice path. He is dead. No buyback to come. Sunray connecting up to do Saberlight finally with the Ravage. Down goes Dyrachyo. Ultra kill for Mickey. Make it a fucking rampage.
That is how you finish a tournament in style. Liquid ending it off with a rampage and a 3-1 final scoreline.